If you like this podcast, then consider checking out the other great podcasts at metalsharkstudio.blogspot.com.
Who's rapping? Overkeen. Dragons? I'm not overkeen. I'll dice them like a knife, slicing right through an aubergine. My dragon shout flow is sweeter than a soda stream. You won't believe your eyes. I'm like an overload of dopamine. A broadsword in one hand and a magic spell in the other. I'm the last of the Dragonborn. There's no other, my brother, so run for cover. If you've got scales, then I'm on your tail, and I will not fail like a free-roaming sandbox game.
Welcome to the 10th edition of a Skyrim Addict Podcast Roundtable.
Hey, everybody.
This is the third episode of Season 2. We are the show who compares and contrasts Skyrim experiences through a lively roundtable discussion by playing through the same quests with characters who have been randomly assigned drastically different attributes. Welcome, everyone.
Good evening.
Hello.
Glad to have you all here. We will do a trip around the room just to welcome all of our usual participants. I am Andrew, and I am calling in from Noblesville, Indiana, just north of Indianapolis. My character is a female Redguard with concentration in two-handed and restoration and speech. Level... What am I at now? Probably in the 50s somewhere, I think. 51, 52 now. With 100 in speech and 100 also in my two-handed. And restoration, I finally got up over 60. It's taken me forever. Hey, Colin, would you like to check in with us?
Hi, my name's Colin. My character's name is Gonvar Oakenmaster. Sorry, I'm calling in from England. I see his concentrations was one-handed, which is 100 in, speech, which is 100 in, and illusion, which is 100 in.
Lucky bastard. What's your overall level, Colin?
76 still.
Wow, kicking my ass there, too. All about it. And Juan, hello. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing? My name is Juan Diaz. I'm calling from Southern California, Escondido. My character is Scorpion Forktongue. He is now level 59. He's an Argonian male. My skills were block, illusion, and speech, which are all at 100. My stat spread was Magicka 3 points and health 2 points, and nothing in stamina.
How's that work with block for you?
I had to cheat a little bit to increase my stamina.
Yeah. You do that through enchantments, or how are you cheating?
I did the enchanting trick.
The restoration loop thing we were talking about?
Yeah, that's pretty much, because there's really no other way to build up the block unless you find a whole lot of stuff to help boost. And it's not as easy as, especially for any real attacks with the blocking actually take up a lot of stamina. So just ended up doing it.
Well, welcome Gunvar Oakenmaster and welcome Scorpion Forktongue. We'll check in with our last character, Slythe Aaron. Hello, Victor.
Hey, I'm Victor, calling in from Western Massachusetts, and there is Slythe Aaron, whose concentrations were in alchemy and chanting and two-handed. He's at 100 in two-handed and alchemy, or over that, actually, because of the uncapper. And I think he's now at 80-something in chanting. He's working his way up very slowly with a stat spread of 3 stamina, 0 health, and 1 magicka. And he's now level 56, I believe.
Oh, very nice.
He again, because of the uncapper, he levels a little bit more slowly than in the normal or the vanilla game, just because of the way things are set up that I set them up with the uncapper. So
Okay, so that limits your leveling a little bit.
Yeah, it can. You can mess with all kinds of things. You can add or subtract points. How many points you get per level up in each of the stats. You can change how many perks you get from 0.25 all the way up to 10 per level if you want
Wow.
to get utterly ridiculous, but I don't use those. And you can mess with all kinds of other level caps and things like that. So it's kind of it's worthwhile if you're using a big overhaul mod like Skyrim or something like that, where it adds lots and lots of perks. In fact, a couple of the overhaul mods require it to work properly. So anyway, that's it for Slythe.
Very nice. Welcome, Slythe. Welcome, Gunvar. And welcome, Scorpion. Glad to have you all with us on our adventure this evening. Does anybody have any exciting events, any cool bugs or glitches or cool treasures or weird stuff that they found while traipsing around Solstheim this week?
Oh my.
Not really weird stuff, but I got attacked by those werebears. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I ran into those guys as well. That's great that we all hit those werebears.
3 of them all at once.
Yeah.
Was that while looking for the Deathbrand armor?
Yes, that was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys are nasty.
Does that happen at a certain location or every time, or is it just kind of randomly placed? Because it happened in the exact same spot in this playthrough that it happened to me in the last playthrough that I did.
I think it's a scripted location, isn't it?
Okay,
It's right.
yeah.
It's right near the camp where you first find the Deathbrand, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where I was walking the shoreline and ran into them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I know that there is actually another place where they hang out. It's kind of like their little camp. I think it's one of the quests that you can find or something, but you can go over there and kill all the werebears.
Yeah, mine wasn't anywhere near the shore. Mine was in the interior of the island. I wish I wrote down the location now. That's
Is
so
it the
dumb
one
of me.
with the big waterfall? And
Yeah, there's a big waterfall and a cool stone archway.
Yeah, that's the shrine to her scene. That's where that's their hideout. You find where they live. But I don't think it's got a location marker, does it?
I don't believe that it does.
It's part of a small quest, though, isn't it? That one location with the waterfall and the shrine and stuff.
I think so.
Somebody's brother has wandered off and become a werebear. I forget who.
Yeah.
One of the scholars.
Yeah. Does that quest have a name, or is it a miscellaneous, or is it just kind of random?
I don't know. I can look it up on USP while we're talking about it here.
Yeah, but those werebears are awesome. I wish that you could become a werebear in your playthrough, and like how you can become a werewolf in the mainland. I would love to play as a werebear.
Yeah, well,
Sorry.
No, I was going to say my family of Nords, the Wild Bloods, are all shapeshifters, and so I use a couple of mods that do allow you to become a werebear. Moonlight Tales is one of them, and they're lycanthropy mods.
Can you become were other animals besides bear and wolf? Is there
Yes.
like a were saber-tooth or a were elk?
Or a were-rabbit, perhaps.
A were bunny?
A were-webbit. I think there's certainly werebears and werewolves, and I think there's one other, but I can't remember what it is. I haven't used them, though.
A were saber cat would be pretty sweet.
Snowclad Ruins, I think, is the location there.
Cool.
Okay, and I actually met mine along the shore, so.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Interesting. Where did you run into yours, Colin?
I had them along the shore near where you find the first Deathbrand Amber, and then again when I killed one of them, and then they ran off. And I was like, "You scumbags!" I was chasing them all. Right off.
Get back here.
And then I was looking for the other Deathbrand armor, and I was on my way up. You know where those the Thalmor are? They're their ship place. I was on my way up there.
West side.
Yeah, and I had just made the switch from out of my armor into robes, and then 2 minutes later they attacked. I was like, damn it. So I was running for my life. It's a bear, and they're fast too.
Yeah.
You down, and they catch you. Oh, but I could hear Aethys screaming in the background. I was like, I'm sorry, Aethys. I'm going to run away.
Did you guys find the named mud crab over there too?
Yeah.
What was his name? Old Salty or something?
Salty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually wrote that down. I was like, really? There's a mud crab named Old Salty?
Yeah, if you're keeping track of the pendants, I believe he has a lockbox for those.
Yeah, there is one in there.
The East Empire Trade Company pendants or whatever those are called.
Yep.
Yeah. So have you guys been collecting those?
Yeah, wherever you see the specific lockbox, there's usually one pendant in there, and then just sell it for like 200 gold.
Yeah, isn't there some quest where you have to collect 10 or something and give it to one of the people in Raven Rock?
I don't think there's a set amount. You just
there's not? Okay.
You just collect however many you can and sell them back to him. That's
whatever you find, you sell them. Everybody else gives you almost nothing for them, but he'll give you 200 gold.
Well, that's disappointing. I was hoping that I was going to collect a certain amount and I would get some cool piece of equipment in return or some perk or something. That's a little disappointing.
At least an achievement.
Yeah, something like that. A little medal. You guys keep track of your achievements? Do you ever go back into the main screen and look up what trophies and achievements you've been awarded for the game?
I'm actually starting to look and see which ones I need to fill still. Because I think I'm like 4 or 6 short of filling all my achievements on Skyrim.
Wow, very nice. Colin, have you completed all the trophies and stuff?
No, and I have no idea how many I'm missing. But I was thinking, if I haven't attained them by now with the amount of hours I've spent, it's not. It can't be that worthwhile. They can't be that specific. Like I've got to have done about most of it. Maybe you just haven't done everything in one playthrough, and maybe that's why you haven't got them. Because I think you have to do it all in one playthrough to get the achievements. I think.
Oh, okay.
No, actually, it's across all plays. It's more just bragging rights more than anything else. Some people like to sit there and they go for achievement hunting, and some people they just play the game. Normally, I just play the game, but I'm so close, I might as well just see which ones I'm missing. The big one I'm missing is I need to get $1,000 in every single hold.
Oh, a bounty in every hold.
Bounty, yeah.
I haven't had the character to be able to do that with, because he's always like, here's some money here. I don't want to be in trouble. Please, let me back into the city. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is that you have to have all the bounties at once, or is it just you get 1,000 bounty and then you can pay it off and then go to a different town and then pay them off, or is it all at once?
I have not looked at that. What the heck?
Is it called like the Outlaw perk or trophy or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, whenever I've been online and seen people arguing about, completing Skyrim or beating Skyrim, or what you have to do in order to finish this game, like some people say it's just get your character to level 81 and max out all the skill trees. Other people will say, you have to complete all the trophies, and I really don't know if there is a way to complete everything and do everything, because there's so many randomly generated quests too that there'll always be something to do.
So you don't need to do that with this game. That's the whole point.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, for me, it's like if all I'm doing is just hunting for achievements and I'm not having fun anymore, then there's no point in me playing.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why I never understand people who say they beat the game or something. It's like, I beat the game in 25 hours. It sucks. What?
Yeah. I actually saw somebody was complaining about the what's the one with the vampires? The
Dawnguard.
Yeah, the Dawnguard. He's like, I paid such and such, and I beat the Dawnguard in like 8 hours or whatever. It's like, okay, was that really all you were trying to do? Is just defeat it, or were you actually trying to enjoy everything? Maybe try becoming a vampire and playing as a vampire or something, or because for me, I'm like, you know what? This is my first time through. Let me go ahead and just try to be a vampire, see what happens, and it's kind of interesting. So
I just tell people like that to go back to playing Mario Brothers and shit.
Do a speed run, see how fast they can get through and beat Bowser at the end.
Yeah.
I think the record was 3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow. I guess they used the warp whistle. Oh, wait, that was Mario 3.
Yeah. No, this guy, he did it like 3.5 minutes. Just going through all the warps and everything, and it's like, oh, okay, and there you go.
Oh, yeah, there are warps. I forgot. There are warps in Mario 1.
Yeah.
This Super Mario. Yeah. Well, this has been Super Mario Talk.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gamers at heart, right?
yeah, totally.
No, the wife and I busted out the Wii not too long ago, and we were replaying Super Mario Brothers 3, and I still think that is one of the best video games ever made. It still holds up to this day, and it's really fun to play.
Oh yeah, it's a great game.
Yeah.
I never had the Wii.
Well, it was the Nintendo version. We just downloaded it on the Wii.
Oh, okay.
Those games routinely make it onto top 20 games of all time. There's at least one Mario game in there, and Link as well. Zelda.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Zelda and definitely Mario for sure. Everything else gets kind of debated over and over.
I think that Zelda game that gets voted number 1 all the time, doesn't it?
The Ocarina of Time.
The Ocarina.
That's the one.
Totally.
Yeah,
That was one of the first.
I've never played a Zelda game ever.
Wow.
Well, you guys know my my horrendous history with gaming, but yeah, no, I've never played one. I've started a new game. I'm cheating on Bethesda. So I only played the game. Started a new one. I found it on was it on Steam? A free-to-play MMO. I've become a complete and utter nerd. I'm playing Star Trek Online.
Ah, boy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is it fun, though? Are you having a good time?
Well, I don't know. The first character got stuck on the planet because I went the wrong way, and now he won't move. So I had to delete that character and start him all over again.
That doesn't sound very fun.
No.
If you like that, you should try Old Republic, the Star Wars.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's that Star Wars MMO that everyone loves.
Yeah.
I've never played it, but it gets rave reviews.
No, I seen somebody on YouTube where Han Solo dances, and I just went nope. And I turned it off.
Han Solo just shoots Greedo, and he does not dance.
Yeah, Han Solo shot first. Douchebags.
Yeah, well, I got a week till Dragon Age, so.
Yeah, me too, Juan. We're in the same boat here.
Yeah.
The Inquisition.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I downloaded Origins, and I tried. It was the same as Oblivion, I think. So far, I've tried 3 times. I just can't get into Origins. It's the where you're all grouped together. Switch from that guy. It gets so bad that most of the time I prefer to play as the dog.
I think it's a little freer in this one that's coming up, but you have a slightly different mechanic. But it is the same at its core with the 4 players and so on.
As a newbie to fantasy games and MMOs and everything, can you give me a brief introduction to Dragon Age? I've never played one or seen it or anything.
Go ahead, Juan. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, Dragon Age is it's based off of Dungeons and Dragons. Back in the 90s, they came out with Baldur's Gate and Icewind Dale, and those games didn't come out with anything else until they came out with Dragon Age. And Dragon Age is basically you start out as a different character depending on what you want to do, and you kind of go through that guy's how he becomes. Basically, each one of them is thrown out of wherever they're from, and they become a what are those guys called? The guys that fight the Darkspawn, Victor?
I don't know.
Not Templars. Something beginning with W, isn't it? I can't remember.
Wardens, yes.
Wardens, that's it. Yeah.
So you become a warden, and then your at a camp waiting for this dark spawn to attack, and then you fight the dark spawn. The leader of the wardens dies, and basically by default, since the other warden kind of really doesn't want to take charge at all, so you go around and you have to recruit all these different parties that owe the wardens their allegiance, and you have to solve their problems before they'll help you. It's kind of like Oblivion in that sense, where it's like, okay, I'm going to go to the dwarves, and I want to, and you go, okay, well, you guys are, I have these papers here that say that you guys will help me whenever we're attacked by these darkspawn again. And they're like, well, right now we're trying to figure out who is going to be king. So if you can help us decide who's going to be king, and you go to both houses and they say, well, if you fight for me and represent me and you win, then you we'll go ahead and let you and after we decide who the king is, then we'll go ahead and help you. And you go through the same thing with each different tribe. And then basically you end up fighting the this giant dragon who's in charge of the dark spawn.
So what is the actual gameplay like? Is it sort of like, the old Final Fantasy games where you would like pick your attack and then pick the enemy on which you're going to cast your attack, and then it would do like a basic dice roll or a miss and like see how much damage you get? Is it sort of like a role-playing game in that form, or what sort of?
Yeah, actually it does actually do that. You'll sit there and you do your attack, and each attack does within a certain range.
Okay.
So it
is a lot like the dice rolling Dungeons and Dragons then, yeah.
Yeah, it's more turn-based, yeah.
Turn-based.
Right.
That's what that's called, yeah. And Colin mentioned like a whole party with you. Is that common through the whole series?
Through the whole thing, for most of the game, it's you and 3 other people, and you can pick whichever one of the 3 people will actually be part of your party. The rest of them are always at camp, and you have to really base your decisions on who is in your party. Some guys will sit there and they're just like, well, that's a stupid decision, and they'll like you less. And if they dislike you enough, they'll actually leave and not come back.
Oh no.
So if you get really close, you can try to do something to convince them to stay, or you can just let them go. It's up to you. And there's 2 females, and all the rest are male. And you can actually start romantic relationships with almost any character. Oh yeah, it's not super graphic, but it's like if you romance one of the ladies, it shows you and her, and in the beginnings of coitus, and then you go from there.
I've seen a lot of my Skyrim friends be fans of the Dragon Age series. How many games are in the series actually? How many have come out so far?
This is the 3rd one.
This new one that's coming out, next week, you said?
Yeah,
next week.
The 3rd one.
And will that be on everyone's Christmas list?
Oh, yeah.
Probably. That.
Colin, are you excited for it, or will you pass it by? What do you think, buddy?
Yeah, I don't know. As I said, I'm trying to get into this Origins one. But I've had a look at a few of the YouTube videos for it, and it looks very, very impressive.
Yeah, it's gorgeous looking. Yeah.
But they have this thing called like a tactical screen. So there isn't first-person mode. There's over-the-shoulder mode, and then there's this tactical screen where you can pull out, and you can actually pause in the middle of the fight, and then you can take control of the mage and send him to the left, and you can then move over, take control of your warrior, send him up front, and move your archer, and then you on pause, and the battle continues.
Oh, nice.
And then you can pause again. So
that sounds cool.
It does. So, sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. But yeah, you can select each one, or you can actually sit there and say, okay, let's say you have your your tank, and he sits there, and he's the guy that's gonna basically take all the hits, and he's gonna attract all the attention. So he's gonna be in the front, and you can sit there and make it where let's say you want him to take health potions at 40% when he's at 40% health. He'll sit there and he'll take his health potion at 40% health, and once you get past the wizard's tower, then you'll have a really good healer. So usually I like to keep her in the party, and she does a really good job of healing. You just keep her in the back, and she does all the healing. There's thieves that do their archery for long range attacks, or you can have a dual wielding thief who you can have them charge. You can even create like a battle mage. I think I was telling you about that, where basically you use weapons and you use magic, and so you can heal, and you can use healing magic, and you can also use attack magic.
That's very interesting. Sounds pretty cool game. Is this a wide release that's coming out next week, or for PC only, or is it for Xbox and PS3 and everything?
It's on
PS4.
Yeah, it's on.
But only the current generation. They won't make it for Xbox One or Xbox 360 and PS3.
Yeah, I think I saw both.
Really? Wow. I thought it was just PS4 and Xbox One plus PC. Yeah.
It's interesting that it's all at once. Usually, you'll see a PC version before you get to consoles, right?
Right.
Not anymore.
Oh, really?
No.
Stupid ESO did that.
I think we're going to see I think Westworld is going to be open and like in line for business before ESO gets to Xbox. The way they've been
Westworld. Robots walking around. Say, I've heard about this ESO game. So, should I buy a PS4 specifically for ESO, which is coming out on consoles here pretty soon, or should I just wait until Elder Scrolls 6 comes out?
No, you should buy a PS4 for all the other great games that are available.
Yeah, I've heard that they have a lot of really nice, a lot of games coming out for the PS. What is it? Naughty Dog makes games specifically for them.
Is it? Is it exclusively for? Are they exclusive?
I think it's exclusively for them. I've been listening to a lot of X1 Bros, and they're just like, man, if Naughty Dog came over to the Xbox console, I'd be so stoked. And I heard that. This was back when Destiny was coming out. That they actually did that. Bungie actually did the beta for the PS first.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not very good about playing a wide array of video games. Usually, if I find one that I like, I will play that game and that game only for a long time. But I have played a Naughty Dog game. Did they do maybe the Uncharted series?
Yeah, I was just looking. I never connect publishers and games, but yeah, they did Last of Us and Uncharted. So yeah, those.
Last of Us too. Yeah, I've heard that game's excellent.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, see, I'm really bad. See, I got my PS3. I was very much a latecomer. I probably got it 2 or 3 years ago. 3 years ago at this point. But I've probably only played a handful of games, and Red Dead Redemption being the first, and I just played that game over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And
so you like the open world games then, because that's
I'd never played one before Red Dead Redemption, and then Skyrim was my second one, and I probably only purchased maybe 4 or 5 games in total. The other 3 being those 3 Batman games. So.
Yeah, The Last of Us is great. I've been playing a lot of Infamous Second Son lately, which is also a great game.
Good, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Second Son, the sequel?
Yeah.
Is it a third one? How many are there in the series?
I don't even know. This is the first one I've played. So.
Okay.
So, yes, it is releasing on all platforms.
Oh, cool.
I just looked it up.
Nice.
So.
Very nice. Well, this has been Dragon Age Minute.
Or 10.
And we'll check in with you guys on how that's going to go. We'll see how fun Dragon Age is. So anything else before we launch into our questing material, gentlemen?
I'm all tapped out with that.
Yeah, I think I'm good too.
All right. Well, the batch of quests we were assigned for this episode were 9, Deathbrand, 10, Fate of the Skull, 11, A New Source of Stalrim, and 12, The Path of Knowledge. And within the Path of Knowledge, you find the Black Book, Epistolary Acumen. So those are the quests we'll be going over in this episode. And we will start with Deathbrand. Juan, can you give us a brief summation of what you need to do for the Deathbrand quest?
Let's see, where is it? I have it here.
You're fine. Don't panic.
Let's see, Deathbrand. Basically for Deathbrand, you read the book Deathbrand, and it leads you on a little a hunt for 4 pieces of the Deathbrand armor, and at the end you also get some nice special weapons that go along with it. And so you read the book, and you find the map at a camp, and then I actually tried using the map to find all the places, so that was kind of fun.
Very nice. Colin, do you recall any of the lore about Deathbrand? Why does he need to scatter his armor everywhere?
Basically, I think he says to his crew, "You're all douchebags. You're not worthy of my armor. Let's all hide it because I'm about to die, but still not one of you can take me. So you're all looking at me in fear." And then it was as they're heading out and they're burying all these pieces of armor. I think it's his first mate, or somebody tries on his helmet, and then he drops down dead. So the rest of them are like, "Ooh, crap!" And then they all
let's not do that.
Yeah, so they do all bury it all over the island. That's all I remember.
Yeah, the I think he was a pirate. His name is Hacknir Deathbrand.
Yeah, Hacknir, yeah.
And he has a terrible scar going across his face, evidently. And the terrible scar represents a pact that he made with Meruz Dagon, the Prince of Destruction. I have that written down here. So, he ordered his armor to be scattered all across all of Solstheim because none of his shipmates were fit to take his place. And so now we are on an adventure to go find all of these different pieces. And Victor,
Yes.
what piece did you find first? Do you remember?
Well, oh god, individual pieces. I think you find the helmet first at the little camp there.
Yes.
And I don't. Where did I go after that? I think I went to the one that's near Tel Mithrin after that because it was in the course of traveling across Solstheim. And honestly,
As did I.
Okay. I'm cheating and looking at USP here to see which one's in which treasure trove, and it turns out the boots are in the Tel Mithrin one. So that's where I went next, and then from there I just traveled around the the shore of the island to get the rest of them. And I seem to remember on my a little bit more activity around the treasure sites on the first time I did it, which was on the 360. This is again only the second time I've done the Deathbrand quest, and this time there were only a couple of I got Reaver Lords at the sites, but that was it. I think in my 360 playthrough there were like several bandit Reavers at each location trying to dig up the treasure.
Could you just the level that you were maybe? I know at Tel Mithrin I found 3 ash spawn.
I was about to say there are
right.
different opponents at each site that I found.
Is that what it is? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Up at where you get the original treasure map at Hacknir Shoal on the northeast side, you get the Deathbrand treasure map, which is on the captain's corpse.
Pirate
So
captain,
that's
right.
the pirate captain. So there's pirates at the first site. And down by Tel Mithrin, there are 3 ash spawn.
Yeah.
And there's some netches floating around out there, too, if you need some netch jelly. And if you look across the river, I went over and fought a lurker. I don't know what he was doing or where he came from, but there was a lurker just across the river fighting a burnt spriggan. So I went over there.
I think I killed those two a lot earlier.
Okay.
So they actually weren't there when I went there.
I guess I must be misremembering it then, because it's the Raven Rock one that has the Reavers at it, but I thought I remembered
exactly.
It has that one had a Reaver captain and just a plain Reaver, and they're just like, okay, well, we found it, so here, why don't you put it on? And then I attacked them and killed them.
Yeah, so there's a Reaver Lord and a Reaver there by Raven Rock. It's a little bit north and west of Raven Rock, but there's like a wooded cove, and the chest is kind of buried deep within it's like a little hollowed out little area. But there's also netch floating around there. I wonder if this the Deathbrand the Deathbrand armor and stuff actually attracts netches. I think I found some netches floating around almost every spot that I went to there. The next one that I found was at Bristleback Mine, just sort of near Bristleback Mine, where there's the waterfall and a river there, which is kind of on sort of the northwest side, and there's lots of reeklings and stuff around there.
Okay,
so I had a little reekling battle at Bristleback Mine, which is weird because since I did the retaking Thirsk, or which I don't remember which way it's called, but since I played the Thirsk Call battle one the way I did, I now have Reeklings battling Reeklings.
Yeah.
So I had to be careful not to kill the one that was on my side.
Yeah, on that one, I actually was sneaking through and let the Reeklings kill the mud crabs, and then I just used mayhem on them and let them kill each other and just kill the last one.
Well, that's a good way to go about it. I really need to be a little less gung-ho. I always just charge in and start whacking stuff. I need to start using all those illusion spells.
I have a soft spot for Reeklings, so I just run around and let them attack me and just take health potions if I really need to. I don't kill them. They're too cute.
I do like them too. Yeah, they're really cool. Yeah. I like the Reeklings.
That's I picked up my got to 100 in destruction, burning them to death.
Attaboy.
I was like, yay, score! No more destruction magic. So I put that one and then pulled out my Warhammer.
and a little remembering and a little foreshadowing at the same time. I think, Colin, you had suggested that you were maybe leveling up your destruction magic for some particular purpose.
Yeah. I'm sort of like using foreknowledge, a little bit cheaty, but I don't care. I'd have my ass handed to me otherwise. So I'm gonna need all the help I can get. Mind you, he's base level 70, so there's you have to get to either that and you can. I don't think because I've got no perks and armor, he's gonna one shot me anyway.
Yeah.
Whether I'm in full Dragonborn armor or I'm in robes, he's going to one-shot me if he gets anywhere close. So
you need to keep your distance.
Yeah, so I'm going to need, Aethys and continuously summoning the the Dremor Lord, I think, to keep him at a distance.
And we're, of course, referring to Karstag, the ghost frost giant, who will be battling in the last episode of Season 2. Sorry, I cut you off. What were you saying?
I'm gonna give it a shot because the shouts are useless. There's no shout that works on him. I mean, you can use the fire breath shout, but with the recharge time it's got on it, I don't think it's gonna do much help. I used. I'm gonna try and see if Clear Skies will get rid of that Master Frost spell he's got.
Yeah.
I don't think it will. I don't think it will, but I'm going to give it a shot. If that doesn't work, then I'm going to use, Storm Call? Because its class is outside, so hopefully that will work on him.
Is the battle, does that take place outside?
Yeah, you're inside, but it's like, if you look up, then it's like, it's got an open roof.
Uh-huh.
So it's classed as outside because once I battled him once, I was able to summon Durnavir. So
I was about to ask if you could summon Durnavir, yeah.
Who's Durnavir? Was he the he's not the dragon.
He's the dragon from the Soul Cairn.
From the Soul Cairn.
Oh, from the Soul Cairn, okay.
Was a cold dragon. That doesn't work because you're on Soul's time.
I was going to ask if that worked. What was the dragons that you trapped on Dragon's Reach? What was his name?
Yeah, I can't remember his name. It's just gone. Hello? Little help?
Sorry,
Does it begin with an O?
Wait,
Odoving?
you want me to help with that kind of detail?
Odoving, that was it.
Yeah. So you can't summon Odoving on Soul's time. I was about to ask.
Yeah, no, I've tried, but he never showed up. He could have just been like...
No, it's far away, so...
It's a long flight, buddy. So, a little review of our Death Brand gear here, gentlemen, that we've all found. Everyone find all the pieces okay without much tragedy going on?
I got all the armor, but what were the weapons? I don't remember finding any weapons.
Well, we haven't quite gotten to the weapons yet. Let's just
sorry.
review what the armor does. Does anyone recall what the helmet does, Colin? Do you know what the helmet does for you?
I should have written that stuff down.
Yeah. Come on, you suck. Water breathing.
Water breathing, yeah.
Water breathing. And does this provide any advantage to you guys? Do you use the water breathing?
I have a
Do you use potions of water breathing? I don't really know why water breathing is a huge asset.
I had that on my Blades helmet when I had my Blades armor, but I didn't use it.
Yeah, the Argonian breathes underwater, but...
Right, yeah, that's the only time I ever thought water breathing was an asset was when I was doing an Argonian character and looking for that bloody quill of gemination. I still didn't find it, even with the stupid Argonian.
Yeah, Sherry was talking about, she just found that quill, actually, when we were discussing that in the last episode.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
and also, if you have all pieces of the Deathbrand armor, your armor rating is boosted 100 points.
Yeah.
That is actually the better advantage. I would rather have that than water breathing any day. I just don't know what the big advantage to water breathing is. Maybe I'm missing some important aspect to the game. Like when I was talking about maybe fighting a giant ancient plesiosaur or something, then that would be effective. But
I've always liked water breathing just because there's a lot of places where you need it. And it may just be because of Oblivion that I really got attached to the water breathing. There's a lot of in the Iliad ruins, there's some that are partially submerged, so you got to swim and you lose a lot more health in Oblivion if you don't have water breathing.
Okay.
And in Oblivion, you don't recover health, so.
Oh yeah.
By the way, Andrew, there is a mod that adds huge undersea creatures.
Oh, awesome.
Now
I need to go buy a PC.
Yeah, that's it.
Actually, Alienware is coming out with a gaming console.
Yeah, wasn't it supposed to be a Steam box? I don't know if I'd invest in a Steam box or not. I'd rather. Yeah. I think you're better off just getting one of the Alienware's little mini PC boxes that's built for gaming.
I haven't ever heard of those. I'll have to look into that.
Well, I don't know. Juan, do you know? Sorry, this is kind of an aside, but or maybe Colin, is the Steam box dead, or are they actually going forward with it, or what?
I haven't heard anything of it since Hesser and the Dark Legend were talking about it on the original Nightcast. That's the last I heard of it.
Let me go to my deleted emails because I actually got an email today about it.
Cool.
It's like $5.50 or something like that is what they're released.
Well, shoot, I can buy a half-decent PC for that.
Well, but is the Alienware a Steam box or is it actually a gaming PC?
That's what I'm looking for right now.
Because I mean, they're known for building gaming PCs anyway, right? So that's
right. Where are you? Well, just keep on talking, and I'll continue looking.
I have been looking at Mac Minis recently.
Not for gaming, though.
No, they aren't good for gaming.
No, definitely don't go for Mac. They're great little machines, but not for gaming. No. Too many.
Well, I just need
hurdles.
something to do a little audio editing, and just some gaming would be nice.
I mean, do you have a monitor kicking around, a keyboard, a mouse?
Yeah, I've got that sort of stuff. That's why I was looking at the little separate Mac Mini console, just so I can do some audio editing and stuff like that. But if it's not good for gaming, I might continue my search to find something a little
Well,
bit
yeah,
better.
Alienware, whether it's the one that Juan's looking for or any other, they make some really nice little small gaming boxes that are varying different powers and stuff like that. But as long, if it's got a 2 gig video card in it and 8 gigs of RAM, you're golden for almost anything.
And those function like a normal PC as well, so I could do my audio editing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Cool.
they're just
Awesome.
regular Windows PCs. Yeah.
Okay, so actually, it looks like it's just an affordable gaming PC. It's preloaded with Windows 8.1. Let's see. Although it uses Steam, the Alpha is not a Linux OS-based Steam machine, and they call it. It's actually a strange PC console hybrid. It can certainly do things that no other console can do, but it also has a significant number of limitations on the games it can play and its related features.
That doesn't sound very good.
Severely limited. I don't like that
I don't know.
description.
So you might have to do something.
But I'm not trying to break the world here anyway, so maybe severely limited is just fine for me.
Yeah. Next year we're going to see Andrew in the Pentagon Most Wanted.
So the 549 version has an Intel Core i3 413OT dual-core processor, 3M cache with 2.9 gigahertz, 4 gigabytes DDR3L memory, and 500 gigabyte SATA.
No, that doesn't sound that doesn't sound like a very good spec to me, frankly.
That's the 549 version.
Yeah, you should have at least an i5 or an i7, but
Yeah, well, the 899 version has the i7 with the 8 cache and 3 gigahertz, 8 gigabytes dual channel DDR3, and 2 terabyte SATA at 6 gigabits per second, and that's for $899.
yeah, that's probably a little better.
Yeah, I didn't understand a word of that.
I'll just sit over here and twiddle my thumbs.
It's freaking fast.
Was it when I got mine? I had it pre-built, and I sent the guy an email. Hey, guy, I want to play Skyrim and Ultra and have loads of mods in it. Can I get this one? And he goes, no, you want the one above. All right, cheers, mate. Thanks. Send that.
That's all you need, man.
I assume that's what's going to happen when Elder Scrolls 6 is around. That's probably when I'll make my next big purchase.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Might be a PC.
So 2016, you think, Andrew? Is that what you're
Yeah, I'll probably just get some crappy, mini laptop or something like that just to do audio editing in the meantime. I'm just trying to get my little ducks in a row, but I didn't want to invest in a PS4 or something if I'm just going to play one game on it. But I can get a PC and play my games and do all the little computing stuff that I need to do. So it's a wiser investment, at least on my end, to go ahead and get the PC that I can upgrade the game card or the graphics card and stuff like that for, probably. I'm just kind of weighing my options at this point.
Yeah, maybe you should check out some videos.
I'm thinking ahead, 2 years ahead. So, and who knows when this next Skyrim game or Elder Scrolls game will actually be released.
We haven't even seen Fallout 4 yet.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys, have you played the Fallout games? Because I saw them at my used video game store the other day. I was like, ooh, I've heard it's like modern-day Skyrim or futuristic Skyrim. So I was like, ooh, maybe I would enjoy those as well.
Yeah, I started Fallout 3.
Yeah.
You play a lot of New Vegas, Colin, right?
Yeah, I played loads of New Vegas, but if I'm going to recommend one, it's the one I haven't played, which was Fallout 3, because apparently there's a lot more to it. Because it's in Vegas, there's a lot of empty nothing. You're wandering around, and literally, it's not like Skyrim. You go around and then you meet a pack of wolves, and then you meet... It's nothing like that. You're literally walking down the road for like 15, 20 minutes, and nothing happens. And stuff doesn't really respawn either that often.
I don't know. I didn't play that game enough.
Yeah,
The barter system is interesting too.
Plus, speech is like horrendously overpowered. You can basically, like, if you get speech up to 100, you can just walk around and just tell everybody what to do, and they all go, "Yep, no worries. Yep, no worries," and then you win the world.
So it actually has the leveling, similar leveling system in different categories like Skyrim does.
Yeah, it has like melee and you have like handguns and you have heavy guns.
The shooting was a little interesting though, because you can actually do like called shots. If you want to go for a headshot, it says you have, depending on how far away they are, the size of the object, it'll say, okay.
Tells you the likelihood.
Yeah, it's like you have a 20% chance of hitting.
Yeah, so I play a completely modded version, so I don't use the, what's that called? You press VATS. I don't use that. I use, instead of using VAT, you use a thing called bullet time. What it does is it slows the world down.
Okay.
Then you can take your headshots and things like that, whereas VATS, it's like a computer, or your Pip-Boy takes over, and then you click on the head, and you click on the body, and you take the shot. But I was using a modded version that uses a thing called bullet time, and it just slows the world down so you can still use normal shooting.
That sounds much better, because that was the one thing that I really didn't like was, well, you can either hit the body, you can hit that arm, or hit him in the head, and then you have this percentage of hitting, and I like doing headshots, and I missed a lot.
Yeah. The one advice I had was if you're going after a death claw, shoot it in the leg. You need to slow it down because it's going to take you about, 1,500 to 2,000 shots before you actually kill it. So you need to slow it down.
Yeah, I was about to ask, if you're trying to kill something, why would you shoot it in the arm? Because slow it down at least.
Then I can't use that arm.
You don't want
to.
Yeah, he's got more armor on it than a Dragonborn has. So.
Ooh.
Yeah, they did adopt something similar to that in Dragon Age, where the gameplay that I saw, where they were attacking a dragon and they could aim for specific body parts to slow it down or whatever. So it looked pretty cool. But yeah, no, I didn't get too far in Fallout. Just I don't know, it just didn't. It seemed too real, I guess. To me, it wasn't fantasy enough for me.
Speaking of specific dragon body parts, I actually got killed for the first time by a dragon wing. I'd never actually experienced him whipping around his tail and wings like that. We're talking about that last episode, maybe 2 episodes ago, but I was like, what is he talking about? That doesn't happen.
We're talking about the tail, I think, right?
Yeah. The tail. And I got my ass handed to me by a dragon whipping his tail around.
Was that the Serpentine dragon there up on the...
It was actually an ancient dragon that was up later on for the Fate of the Skull quest. Yeah. Up at, what's it called? Saring's Watch, I believe, is where
I got a Serpentine dragon there.
Yeah.
I got no dragon.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
How'd you manage that?
When we were doing the previous quests, I ran up there and I noticed that the dragon was flying around. So I tried to avoid it, but he was up and attacking those...
the draugrs and stuff. Yeah.
So I was avoiding it and I ran off and I was trying to hide so I wouldn't engage him so I could save it for the quest later on. And but he found me.
Uh-oh.
And I had to kill him.
Will it let you earn the bend will shout beforehand before you're ready?
Yeah, because that's just on the waterfall, isn't it? It was just the quest was going up and learning the word, so I got to the word. It's just that I didn't have to fight a dragon to get it. So hey,
Oh, lucky you.
Very nice.
yeah.
I think that's where I met the serpentine dragon. So.
I still haven't seen a serpentine dragon yet on this playthrough. Are they higher level than like ancient dragons? Because that was what I had. Was there an ancient dragon? They
It
are.
just takes so many arrows to kill that thing.
Yeah, they breathe a very potent brand of fire too.
Yeah, like I said, the first time I met it, it basically blew fire on me and killed me.
Yeah, me too. Even with the ebony mail I have, which I think is 60 or 70% fire resistance, it just sort of burned me to a little crisp instantaneously.
Yeah, they're mean.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of armor stats, we'll get back to what all of the different pieces of this Death Brand armor does. So the helmet gives you water breathing, which most of us said is, negligible if it's actually a good perk to have. But it looks cool. I like the way the helmet looks, at least.
Yeah,
but when worn with the other pieces, gives you plus 100 armor when wearing the complete set. So at the Tel Mithrin location, you find the Death Brand boots, and those give you a Fortify carry weight of plus 10 points when you have the complete set of Death Brand armor on. Likewise, with the Raven Rock location, there is a Fortify stamina of plus 15 points per Dragonborn piece worn. So it would give you, 15, then 30, then 45, then 60 carrying points, which, since my stamina is up so high anyway, I don't really need to be carrying any more than I already do.
Quit bragging.
I've got all the stamina. But at Bristleback Mine, you find the gauntlets, and with each piece of the Death Brand armor, it gives you Fortify one-handed plus 10 points, up to 40 points of one-handed advantage there. Yep. And also at the last, it doesn't matter which order you do them in, but whatever the last location is that you find a piece of the armor, it'll give you a nice fancy key.
Yes.
You get the Gildenhall Barrow key, and then you go up to Horker Island. That might be my favorite location on all of Solstheim.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of walruses laying around.
Especially the giant one.
Yeah, Walrus King.
What's his name?
I forget. It's just Frank.
Is it Big Fatty or something?
That actually sounds right.
So we find the Gildenhall Barrow key and go up to Horker Island, which is located east of Skull Village, out in the ocean. It's just a little island there. And Colin, would you like to describe what happens when you find the Gildenhall Barrow?
You forget to save, and you have to pick all the gold up again.
Oh no!
There you go.
You get to
that
Orphan
sucks
Island.
if you go through and picking up all those piles of gold and then have Haknir's ghost kill you. At the end.
Yeah, Michael knows my pain. You get to Gildenhall Barrow on Horker Island, and there's a couple of reavers standing outside. And because they're leaning against the wall, you have no idea that they're there. You can't see them at all. And you get real up close, and then they start attacking you. So you have to quickly dispatch them. Well, you have to have aces quickly dispatch them while you run away and hide. You finally get them down. Then you enter the barrow, and there's a gentleman lying on the floor dead with a note on him saying that somebody told him that there was some great treasure in here, but it doesn't look like there's anything. But he suspects that there's a hidden passage, but he can't get through the stall room because his pickaxe won't get through it. So you pulled out your trusty ancient Nordic pickaxe, you mine through the stall room, and then there's a secret passage. And you go through there, and then you find the body of Haknir Deathbrand lying down next to his sword. So you search his body, take his gold, but then when you pick up his sword, he comes back to his spirit comes out and attacks you, and you need to kill him.
Yes, and I got around 5,000 gold, I believe, in the gold piles. There's a bunch of different piles of gold in this hallway.
Yeah, it's crap ton of it.
Maybe it wasn't quite 5,000, but it was a lot. The UESP said it ranges from 80 to 120 gold pieces in each pile, and the whole room is just littered with gold.
Yeah.
But
It's
you have
Scrooge
to
McDuck.
be exactly. You can go swimming, dive in, and gold moves just like water.
Yeah.
You can spit it out. One thing you do need for attempting to do this quest is that it has a required level of 36. I tried to get into the Gildenhall Barrow before level 36, and it wouldn't let me no matter what I tried. So, aware of that, the money out of Gildenhall Barrow, and you're hungry for gold, level up to 36 before you even try, because it won't let you in
That's right.
otherwise.
I remembered you talking about that because of the need of gold in the beginning.
Yeah. I thought I was going to be sneaky and go get a bunch of gold, but no, wouldn't let you. And another interesting thing that I found is when you're up at the what is it, the word wall that we were just talking about at Saring's Watch, to learn the Bend Will Shout, there was an extra ancient Nordic pickaxe for me, at least in my playthrough, in that boss chest up there.
Oh, cool.
So that I had actually found two of them. That's the first time I'd ever actually had two of them in my possession. I didn't know that they just kind of randomly spawned. I thought the Glover Mallory one was the only one that you could get, but evidently there's more than one in the game.
Yeah, there is a few of them.
Yeah, and so I don't remember which one you pick up first, but there are two swords there in the last chamber of Gildenhall Barrow after you fight the ghost of Hacknir Deathbrand. You are then rewarded with Blood Scythe and Soul Render. Yeah. And when used together, they actually have benefits. They're just kind of like normal sabers or scythes or whatever. I forget what kind of sword they are. Scimitars, there you go. Of course, because he's a pirate, so that makes sense. But you get two named swords, and they're fine swords by themselves, but when used together in tandem, when they're double-wielded, one of them grants you plus 15 points of health, and the other one is plus 15 points of magicka absorption. So you can absorb health with one and magicka with the other. So
yeah, I forgot
those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever use those? Do you find them to be useful weapons at all?
I just picked them up today, so...
I had forgotten I used them on the first time I did Deathbrand on the 360. I dual wielded them, and I mean I didn't think they were that much better than I think I had been dual wielding some fancy sword plus Maroon's razor, and I didn't think the Blood Scythe and Soul Render were any better than that, or any more devastating or anything.
Yeah, I think once you're up to around the levels that we're at, that you probably have better weapons already.
Yeah, pretty much. They make a nice display on one of your trophy cases or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you make nice wall decoration back home.
Yeah.
So
for the kids to get off the wall and play with.
But they do look pretty when you're using them as well, because you've got that absorb health and absorb magicka, so you've got blue and red light coming off your enemy as you're chopping their head up. That does look nice. Well, that from what I could see when he was attacking Aethys.
Well, after...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to move on, so if you have something else with the swords here.
No, I don't. No.
Okay. Well, after we collected a Blood Scythe and Soul Render, we then get into Fate of the Skull, which is quest number 10. And this was a continuation of the last quest from last week's episode. So you come out of the, Mirok's temple, and you follow Freya to the Skull Village. She says you have to deliver a message to her father, Storn, about what happened in the depths of Mirok's temple. And Juan, what does Storn tell us about his relationship with all of what's happening here.
Only thing I remember is that he said, I have to learn the word of power, bend will, and use it on the windstone. And that's pretty much all that I remember. I didn't really pay that much attention to what he was saying.
No, that's good. That's pretty much what the quest here entails. As you approach the village, though, we see sort of a beam of light coming up. What is happening there, Colin?
What, from the village?
Yes, from the Skull Village.
I think that's Storn using his magic to protect the village to stop the rest of the inhabitants of being taken control of by Mirak, I think.
Yes, that's correct. Evidently, Mirak has this brainwashing power, which is if you've approached any of the... They're not standing stones. What are those stones called? The awakening stones or whatever those are called.
Stones?
Oh, the Allmaker stones. Yeah.
Ah.
If you approach any of those, you see people are brainwashed and just kind of like doing all this mindless work chopping. But evidently, Storn is trying to protect the Skull Village with this beam of light, and there's people on their knees meditating in the middle of town. But if you speak with Storn, he tells you the backstory of Mirak and how he was on Solstheim a long time ago, and they thought that he was defeated, but because all of these people are being brainwashed, he must have not been defeated all those years ago, and he must be coming back to power. So he sends you on your next quest, which would be up to Searing's Watch, to learn the Bend Will shout. Victor, do you recall what the Bend Will shout will do for you?
Well, essentially, I don't, something I don't really honestly know what you use it for other than that, but it will free the stones from the will of Mirak. So, and that sort of bleeds into the next stage of the main quest, which is which we're going to be doing next time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I forgot that and started blithely freeing stones and then realized that I better not be doing that. So I've freed like two of five or whatever.
That's fine.
Yeah, I freed him as I was going by him
right.
for the Deathbrand armor.
Yeah.
Oh, there's just one there. Let me go free that.
Yeah. Yeah, what does the Ben Will shout do? Once you've used it for that, I'm looking up here, but what is it good for? It just cleanses all maker stones. I guess that's all it's good for, huh?
The first
That's
word,
all it
yeah,
does.
that's all the first word does, yeah. The second word is a little bit more powerful. But,
I see. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, tames dragons and allows them to be ridden. Yeah, okay. I've forgotten about that.
But you know, the second word actually could take control of men.
Of people and animals.
Yeah.
So does that just mean you can
Dragonborn.
like make a Reaver Lord fight for you or something? Or
It says
what does
forces
that actually
NPCs
mean?
and creatures to become allies for 30 seconds. That's
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. And the third one is for dragons. Okay.
And you get to tame and ride dragons with the third word, which is... Have you guys spent any time doing that? On my first playthrough, I did it for a little bit, but I got so frustrated with trying to direct the dragon. I was just like, either this is the least easy thing to do, or I just have no idea how dragons are actually supposed to fly.
No, it's very wonky. I think it's notoriously wonky. It doesn't really work very well.
No.
Yeah.
After I
It's
did
not
it,
like riding a
I did
horse.
it again.
You would want it to be just like hopping on a horse and riding around, but
Right, yeah.
and add the swimming aspect where you could go deep and submerge and go up as well. But you'd think that they would just combine horse riding and swimming together to perform the functions of riding on a dragon. But nope, they came up with some completely different mechanic, and it was very.
Well, and you can't aim the dragon's breath, and then you can't land with the damn thing. It's really really annoying.
I don't remember. Could you tell it what to aim at least, or it just randomly picked a target when you told it to?
Yeah,
shoot
pretty much.
things?
Yeah, general direction on it, and then you just like go attack, and it goes right, and then it's like kills a bunny for you.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing I remember useful using it, and I felt really bad about it because I only did it once. Useful for using Ben Will on my 360 playthrough was there was a dragon that was really being difficult, so I just shouted "Ben Will" at it, and then I killed it. So,
Hey man, what's
Yes,
up?
master. What can I do for you? Ah!
and then I felt so guilty I never did it again. So,
And is this something you can use on mainland?
Yeah.
Back in
I assume
Skyrim,
so.
you can then ride the dragons around Skyrim too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's an
See, I
achievement.
never even tried it.
I think there's an achievement for taming or controlling 5 dragons and flying with them.
Yeah.
oh really?
And is it something that you can use just for travel? Like if I'm over by Riften and I want to tame a dragon and fly up to Solitude, can you do that, or does he have a limited range?
That I haven't, like I said, I haven't tried. That's one achievement that I haven't gotten, and I don't know. We'll see.
That's a good question too. It would seem it'd be a lot faster way of traveling.
Yeah, it'd be faster
all the
than
way
a horse.
across Skyrim. Yeah.
I'm going to assign someone in the next batch of quests that you can't use a horse anymore. You have to only fly dragons around.
That would be very mean.
There you go, jerk.
It's right. Didn't like you anyway.
Yeah, so once we get up to the wall, we learn a shout. It's the Saring's Watch. And I fought an ancient dragon. Other people said you said you saw a serpentine dragon, Juan or Victor, one of you guys.
Yeah, I got a serpentine there. Yeah.
What'd you fight, Colin? No, you killed it earlier, but what was it?
Serpentine.
A serpentine? I just must be it must be like when you get over level 60 or something, maybe then.
Or level 55, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm in the low
Colin's
50s,
70
I believe.
something. So yeah.
Yeah, so there just must be that I haven't gone over that number, that magic number you need to get yet.
When was
But,
the last time? When was the last time Mania had a bath? Could be that.
Oh yeah, man, it has been a long time.
Yeah, those dragons, they are pretty sensitive to that sort of thing.
Yeah.
If the Desolation of Smog movie taught us anything, you can smell stuff from a mile away.
That's right.
But so once we are done with Saring's Watch, you learn the Ben Will shout. You fight your dragon. You fight all the Draugrs. And I was trying to get my stuff to level up a little faster, so I bumped up my my difficulty up to not legendary. What's the one back from legendary?
Master.
Master.
So I was playing on master just because I wanted to try to get all my stuff leveled up faster. And I was just having such a hard time with the ancient dragon that I just kind of ended up avoiding him in the long run and just snuck up to the wall and snuck down. And he was being entertained by the Draugr enough that I kind of just avoided him because I died numerous times. And I was like, screw this. Instead of just backing off my difficulty, I'll just kind of sneak by him. So I ended up not even killing the dragon up there, protecting his word wall. But I stole his word anyway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's when Mayhem came in handy.
What's that?
That's when Mayhem came in handy.
Yeah, that would be, but I'm just so dumb. I just don't ever think of using something like that. And I'm not even up to Mayhem anyway. I'm still stuck on Fury or whatever it's called, but the lower level one. And everything resists. I throw magic spells at everything, and they're always like, whatever enemy you just aimed at has resisted your attack.
Dragons seem to resist almost everything.
Yeah, we need a sad trombone sound effect in Skyrim.
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and was it in the Shardok, or however you pronounce that, and the Dwarven Ruin coming up, I was trying to do some of the illusion magic just to level up in different areas on the Dwarven Automaton guys. Like I don't even remember, what are the guys who are just kind of like balls that shoot spears at you, whatever those guys are. They just resisted everything. I couldn't shoot enough magic.
You can't affect them with illusion until you get the perk. Until you're level 90 in illusion, you can only affect humans and animals.
Okay, so that's why that wasn't working at all. Duh.
You need to level 90 and the perk to be able to affect undead and automatons, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my illusion is around level 25 or 30, something pretty low. I almost never use magic, but since my main skill is maxed out now, I'm starting to try to get other things leveled up. Like, since my restoration is still not 100, because for some reason it takes me forever to get restoration leveled up, I've now taken to, since my two-handed is maxed out, I've switched to doing one-handed weapons with restoration in the other hand and just constantly be casting restoration as I'm attacking whatever it is, and letting myself get hit a few times and then attacking some more, and then letting myself get hit and then attacking some more. So trying to get that restoration boosted up. And I actually got it up over 60, so that seems to be working.
Sometimes
and bumping up my difficulty, because I was playing at a lower difficulty, but when I bumped it up to master, that started helping a lot too. Sorry, Juan, what were you saying there?
I was saying that it's also, if you do heal other, you can heal the person that's attacking you and then just keep beating on them and heal them again and beat them down. Heal them again. That's
for your opponents too. I thought that one was for your followers. I didn't know that would actually do your opponents as well.
And
that's cool.
Like Michael David said, he just found the grand
healing, yeah,
and that's 200 points for everybody that's close to you,
and a certain radius or something. That's
right. Yeah,
that can backfire on you if you're not careful.
Yeah, well, I had that with I was like, oh, I really need a lot of healing right now, and with a bandit and the guys that hold you up, you know, and I sat there and I did the grand healing, and I'm like, wait, why is his health all full also? That's not fair.
Wait a second. You're stealing my healing.
Yeah, so, but yeah, if you're careful with that, you're actually pretty good. But if you find just go to Legendary and find a mud crab. You can sit there and beat them down, and then use the grand healing. It'll heal the mud crab also.
Wow. Old salty, old fuzzy britches, whatever his name is. Okay, well, we basically are almost done with the Fate of the Skull here. You just run back to Storn, and he says, once you've learned the shout, you need to go cleanse the Windstone for us. And once you cleanse the Windstone with the Bend Will shout, you get your friendly neighborhood lurker pops out.
Oh, yeah.
And you get to deal with him for a little bit.
And the nasty boogers.
He spits tentacles at you, and those are... Yeah. Man, I don't know if I want Juan's boogers if they look like that. But then you get to free the hypnotized skull once you dispatch with the Mr. Lurker there.
Yep.
And then you return to Storn, and that completes your Fate of the Skull quest. And at this point, we will take a quick break to let a message from our sponsors be heard. So we will take a break, and we will be right back. And we're back. Just before we move on to the next quest, gentlemen, I just wanted to ask you, how did you dispatch with your lurker? Does anyone have any interesting strategy they use to get rid of that guy?
I wouldn't exactly call it a strategy. I got a lurker sentinel, which I've never seen before.
A leveled lurker.
Yeah, he was he was really, really tough. But all the people that I just freed started attacking it. And
that's great.
I couldn't get close. But they could barely harm it. They've all got, like, steel maces and things, haven't they? And but I couldn't get close. If I went in there with dual wield or the hammer or the fire, I'd hit one of them, and that's it.
End up killing the people you just saved.
So I just kept on hitting him with the paralyze spell, and he'd just fall on the floor, and they'd all wail on him for about 30 seconds. Then he'd get back up again, and I hit him with the paralyze spell again. But eventually he knocked them all down to be like being on their knees, because it looks like they're all essential, because they're quest givers, I think.
Okay, yeah.
And
I would totally call that a strategy. That seemed like it works pretty well. That's cool. So paralyze that son of a bitch and have everyone else hack at him for you.
Yeah, I basically I just stayed in sneak mode and just shot it with the chaos bow that I have, and just kept shooting till till he died. I had when it takes a long time, they actually run off and chasing after everybody else. So I sat there and killed them far away. Came back and there was another one there.
Oh no!
So I'm like, hey, what's going on? That's not fair. So,
And then he ended up chasing them off too, and you came back to a third one.
No, actually, that time I went out a sneak and just kind of ran around shooting him with arrows till he finally passed away. Yep.
That's cool strategy too. Victor, do you recall what you used?
Well, yeah, Slythe is rocking the Bloodskull blade right now, so
Oh, nice.
he just sort of waded in and hacked away. He's also Serana and Koznak are accompanying him in Solstheim right now. So the three
Great.
of them went at the lurker. And
What sort of attack does Serana have? Is she a mage, or she just uses that vampire health suck thing?
yeah,
What does
she
do?
uses the life drain mostly, and she also reanimates whatever dies
Oh, okay.
in the midst of the fight and brings that to bear. And Koznak is did I give him I had a really nice ebony something or other that I had smithed up and enchanted with chaos. I think I gave that to Koznak, and he's just.
Will he actually use it?
Yeah, he uses it.
That's good, because I give my stupid follower the ebony bow of chaos and soul trap thing, and he won't ever fucking use it. I don't know what his problem is.
Sometimes you have to not give him a choice.
Yeah,
I
take
take
away
everything from him, but he still uses his damn hunting bow.
Oh
It's
god.
like, what are you doing?
Well, maybe it's thanks to the mods. I mean, I'm using amazing follower tweaks. Probably.
You get full control, yeah.
Yeah, a little more.
I know that we've
control.
discussed that in the past, but it still ticks me off when he won't use the awesome weapons. That just look at this nice new pretty toy I gave you. Go out and use it, you dummy.
Yeah, you know what else I found out? What really pissed me off that I can't believe I never knew it before, is that even though the smithing tree is joined at the top, you can't go up and over.
No.
You can't? Wow.
You cannot
I didn't
go
realize
up
that.
and over. You go up to dragon, and that's
So
it,
you choose
stop.
one side or the other. It won't let you loop around.
Yeah, I'd have to. Because I went up the light side, because I thought that the advanced armors would cover the blades armor, so I could get it up to legendary. It turns out that the blades armor doesn't come under any smithing perk, so it doesn't increase that.
That's
some
not
of it.
cool.
So I thought, well, I wanted to have what's his name, Aethys in Daedric armor, because he's going on about Azura this and what's her face that.
Yes, yes.
But I wanted to go up and over, sort of like past dragon into Daedric. Couldn't. I'd have to go up to over and then go all the way up the other side.
Yeah, I have to go up the other side, the heavy side.
Interesting.
Scumbags.
I think you have to do this same thing for the Skyrim armor also, because when they tell you, oh yeah, because well, we'll talk about that later. That's part of the last quest that we did.
Is the Stalrim armor, is that Daedric or Ebony level? Ebony? Okay. Yeah. Well, I found that the Lurker does not like it when you use that ice shout on him. Basically does the same thing as paralysis, kind of locks him up and he falls over. And you just run up and whack him a few times. And my guy wasn't too difficult. I froze him once, whacked at him a bunch, ran away when he got back up, had my my follower attack him for a little while. And then once my shout recharged, I froze him once more and then whacked him a few more times and he was done. So I like the ice shout, Colin liked to paralyze, Juan liked to shoot him from far away, and Victor lets his followers do his fighting for him.
Absolutely.
Very nice. So that leads us into our next quest, number 11, a new source of Stalrim. Speaking of Stalrim.
Yep.
And Victor, do you recall what was going on with a new source of Stalrim, what our basic little story is here?
Well, basically, I can't remember where. I believe it triggers after you free the stone.
Yes.
And everybody wanders back to the Skull Village, and then it seems that Bofer, I can't remember his name. The smith there goes missing, and you are tasked. You hear a conversation between two of the Skull, wondering where he went, and and you are tasked with finding him. And so you wander around aimlessly for a while, then look at your map and discover that. Now, again, I'm not recalling perfectly what came first, but eventually you end up at this ship with the Thalmor, and I ended up using speech to convince them that they didn't really want the map to the new source of Stalrim, and they admitted that they didn't want it, and we didn't fight, and I left. And it's a short little quest. It's not very involved.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's not too terribly involved. Yeah.
But there was a stage before that. I forget, you go looking for him somewhere.
Yeah, there's I think it's just called Abandoned Lodge, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. That's what it was. Yeah.
Sounds right,
Yeah. And you have to kill some Thalmor there, but and you go in and find him, and he tells you that the Thalmor are in their ship and fixing to go make a weapon out of Stalrim.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was humorous. When you go into the village, you find, I believe his name is Daor Woodcutter, or Dior Woodcutter.
Yeah.
And he just goes on and is like, well, it's weird. The smith has kind of wandered off. We don't know where he is. And do. Oh, by the way, I saw these two elves dragging a large object out dragging this large shapeless object. I wonder what that was. I'm sure the two cannot be connected in any way.
I figured.
Well, furthermore, he says he saw them dragging them south and west. So I followed south
and west.
Well,
yeah.
it was due west.
Yeah. So he kind of leads you off in the wrong direction anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, maybe it was just a deer or something. No, they beat your smith over the head and were dragging his his bloodied, not corpse because he's still alive, but dragging his beat up body through the snow.
Yeah, he does say that they do have a lot of hunters that come down and hunt for stuff. So
the Thalmor are known for their hunting, correct?
Well, that's another thing, is they don't know what Thalmor are.
That's true. They just say elves. He's like, oh, well, if by Thalmor you mean elves, yes, I did see elves.
Right.
Or
Yeah, because when I found Baldur, I asked him about the Thalmor, and he's just like, I don't know if these Thalmor you speak, but I do know there's more elves at such and such location, which basically is back where we kind of started when we were looking for the Deathbrand armor.
That's true. It's up there on the northwest side, I believe, sort of there. Yeah.
Why were the Thalmor wearing leather armor?
I could not.
I thought they looked strange. I couldn't tell what it was. They weren't wearing their normal stuff. That's right.
I picked up.
They're
all
in disguise.
The armor, and
Oh yeah, there you go.
Only the main
In disguise from who? No one knows who they are.
Exactly. What's his name? Tharstazan? I don't know. Let's see. Where is it? I put it in here. Baldur, Secret Star, how to go to their ship. Arcano. He had
Arcano. That was the guy from the Mage's Quest, wasn't it?
Something close to that. I just
Uncano. Yeah, it's a little different. I forget.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's the Mage's
those
Quest
are named
guy.
too similar. Okay.
Tomato.
We changed one letter, same race, but totally different guy.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't I kill your brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the Thalmor robes.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And so we go and find the smith. What was his name? Baldur Iron Shaper. We find him in the basement of the abandoned cottage or abandoned lodge, whatever it was called, after fighting some Thalmor outside. And then he just says, go chase them. I think they were up at the North Shore landing. So you take his lead, and he, even though he's beaten down and broken, he managed to find his way back to Skull Village somehow.
Yeah.
But so you go chasing them up to North Shore landing, and evidently he says they have stolen his map, and they're just hanging out up there at North Shore landing on the northwest side of Solstheim. And at this point, you can either attack and kill all the Thalmor, or like Victor, I went in and just had some light discussions, and we served tea and had biscuits, and we're very cordial in our little meeting up there.
Wait a minute, you got biscuits? I didn't get any biscuits.
Or did you have some lambda spread?
Yeah, lambda spread. Yeah. So Yeah, we just had a nice discussion with the elves, but even though, for some reason, every time on mainland Skyrim, I would just slaughter every Thalmor I saw. I don't know why, but I chose to do the Persuade perk, the Persuade option.
That's funny. I did, thinking fully that I was forgetting about the whole quest and thinking fully that he was just going to tell me no and immediately draw his weapon and start to fight. And he said, "Oh, okay, you're right."
Yeah, he was very agreeable. I was surprised that he gave the map. You would just say like, "Oh, you don't want to know how to create the Stalrim weapons. You don't want that, do you? Really? Come on, buddy." And he's like, yeah, I guess you're right. I really don't want to know how to do that.
Plus, you have 100 speech, so.
Yeah, I have the 100 speech. Victor, what's your speech at? Did you?
Oh, it's like minimal, nothing. I don't
wow,
know
and you still persuaded him to do that. That's cool.
Yeah, my speech
So he really didn't want that.
But
I had looked at all my options, and I just backed out of it and then hit it with a warhammer and killed everybody.
attaboy. So did you kill the main guy first and then everyone else attacked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was
that's
actually
great.
talking to him, and I was like, "Wait, which one of these lets me kill him?" I'll forget it. I pressed B and then just hit him with the long
whack,
hammer.
whack.
Right. Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't even talk to them. I actually did mayhem at the cabin and at the ship. Before
They killed each other. Very
summer.
nice.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, cool.
And they actually killed Ankano before, so I just had to kill some other minor Dalmor, and there you go.
When I got to the abandoned lodge, one of them stood up and he goes, "Leave now, or there's going to be trouble." I actually cackled.
And Gonvar laughed.
Yeah, like Thalmor, atheist, let's go.
Hey, did you by chance hear about what happened at the Thalmor embassy party? Yeah, that's about to happen right now. And actually doing my... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, we don't get news over in these parts.
Yeah. We don't know who you are, but I do. Yeah, so I was doing a little research here, preparing my notes, and I found out that there is an extra side quest that comes out if you do the conversation tree correctly, and I did not, but evidently if you play it correctly, there is an option that pops up for an extra little side quest that comes up where you start collecting all the Stalrim gear, and you can start selling it to the Thalmor as sort of like, you're a little spy for the Thalmor or whatever. I did not play it like this, but... And my research, I found out there's an extra quest that can pop up if you do that. Where, and that just makes a place where he has a lot of money and you can sell your valuable Stalrim gear to the Thalmor if you want to play it like that. I assume no one did that. Did anyone come find that option?
No, I never knew about it.
It seemed convoluted how you had to do it. Like, you had to do it one way and then back out and do it the same way. And then, I don't know. It was really weird, but... I don't think it's a named quest. It might just be a miscellaneous side quest.
I don't think any of our characters really like the Thalmor anyways.
No, mine definitely does not. Mania is not down with the High Elves. But you return to the Stalrim source map to Baldur, who by that time has made his way back to the Skull Village, even though he's bloodied and broken. And then he marks on your map for you. If you open up the map, it'll mark it for you. It'll just put the little interesting spot marker, and it'll say, this is where you go if you need a source for Stalrim. Has anyone gone over to visit that source?
Not yet.
Not in this playthrough.
No.
Colin, did you visit it?
No, because I can't make anything with the Stalrim stuff. So
yeah, I went over there anyway, and it looks like basically your Nordic ruin, like with the hole in the ground with the spiral staircase going in, and it's just some Draugr crypts around the edge and two in the middle, and they're all sealed with Stalrim, so you can chip out the Stalrim and loot all the dead Draugr bodies for some gold, and they've got some leveled gems in there, some flawless diamonds, and what else? I found some flawless gems and Stalrim, and I think there's about 30 pieces in there. I'm not sure if it regenerates. Is that something that replenishes over time? Is it like a month or 30 days, whatever it is in game?
I think I read somewhere that it does, but
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I think 30 pieces of Stalrim is probably plenty. That's probably enough to make a helmet and armor and boots and your gauntlets and a couple weapons, like maybe a bow and some, I do like the way, I haven't made one yet in this playthrough because my smithing isn't good enough, but I do really like the way that the hammer looks. The two-handed hammer.
It does look pretty nice. I found one recently, so it looks really nice.
Hey, I was reading online. We were talking about the Chaos enchantment last episode, and Juan brought it up on his bow a little bit ago. Someone was saying that that you can find items that are enchanted with the Chaos enchantment. Has anyone else found that? I've never found an item in any chests or at any stores that had the Chaos enchantment. They were saying that you don't actually have to destroy the champion's cudgel to get the enchantment. Is that once you find that weapon, it'll start generating weapons out randomly.
Yeah, I've heard that rumor as well, but I've never found it.
Yeah, I've always just destroyed it.
Yeah, I think I did actually find something else with it.
Oh, nice.
At some point, and I know
confirmed.
Yeah, and I did read that eventually that they do start to sell stuff with it.
Yeah, cool. So that's a little tidbit of knowledge. So you don't actually have to destroy that awesome-looking weapon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I won't destroy it next time.
Yeah. After I talked to Baldur at the end of A New Source of Stalrim, I was approached by Tharstan. He's like, "Oh, I see you brought back Baldur," and da-da-da-da-da. And then he started the Lost Legacy quest for me from there.
And you actually get a benefit once you return the map to Baldur. What is the benefit that Baldur gives you?
He teaches you how to do stuff with Stalrim.
Now, does that mean my smithing has to be up to Ebony or Daedric or whatever in order to use that?
Yeah.
Or can I create it?
No, I tried, and you have to have it. He teaches, and because I questioned him some more, and he's like, "Yeah, it's similar to Ebony. It's if you know how to work with Ebony, then you can do Stalrim." I'm like, "Oh, great!"
You bastard.
I went up the light armor side, so
yeah,
thanks.
Well, I haven't done. I mean, I've done some smithing, but I haven't gotten any of the smithing perks at all whatsoever. So I've got a long way to go up either side.
It's kind of weird though because the Deathbrand armor is light armor.
Yeah, it's light, but it would be up the heavy side if it's Ebony.
Yeah,
right?
and
that's you can create heavy Stalrim armor. So
I did find some of that also.
But I would think that the Deathbrand would be heavy as well, because it's made of Stalrim, but a light armor.
Yeah.
Is it the only light Stalrim armor in the game then?
Aside from one you create yourself, yeah.
You can create a light Stalrim armor?
Yeah, you can either light or heavy.
Yeah,
it's been a long time since I've tried to smith the light. So.
Yeah, smithing's always good, but
yeah.
I always do up the light side just because the lighter the weight that I carry, the better.
All right. Well, we will go ahead and launch into our last adventure of the episode. This is number 12, The Path of Knowledge. Colin, how did you find the path?
Absolutely awesome. You go in and you talk to Storm, and you should really avoid asking him about the All-Maker, because his response of, "The All-Maker is the maker of all things," really wants to make you stab him in the face.
What's the All-Maker?
So he tells you that the black books are a dark thing and he wants nothing to do with them. But you should seek out a mage, a dark elf Telvanni mage, and called Neloth. And he knows about the black books. He came there asking about them. He actually has one. He showed it to me. Oh, yeah. In the back of the room.
I have it back here.
Yeah, so you need to go to Neloth. Go to the Tel Mithrin.
Yep.
And speak to Neloth and find out what he knows about the Black Books. When you get there, you have an awesome ride, which your follower always beats you to the minute you get through the door. So then you float up to the top of the tower and you meet Neloth, and he tells you that he has got one of the Black Books, but it's definitely not the one you're looking for.
How does he know that?
Yeah.
This is a mind trick on you. This is not
but he
knows.
Yeah.
Move along.
Yeah, he says he does know of the location of another one because it's easy to find other Black Books when you know what to look for. So he's found another one in a dwarven ruin of Nichardak, and with your assistance, he should be able to take me to it and help unlock the dwarven mechanism that's entrapped it, so you can read it.
And when you get there, he says, "Oh, I've been here before, and I went ahead and sealed it up so to keep out the riffraff, to keep them out of here, so you don't, so they don't go in and mess with my Black Book." And did he also say that he uses his Black Book to find other Black Books? Was that what? Did he give some sort of speech about that?
He said once you find one, then it kind of works as like a little sensor for the rest.
Locating mechanism.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go up to Nichardak and you find a bunch of... mine were all low-leveled Reavers. Were those the same for you guys? Just Reaver bandits and stuff laying around?
Yeah, nothing very complicated.
There were... Go ahead, Colin.
I didn't have that much of a problem seeing as Neloth was slinging around thunderbolts and summoning up Ash Guardians.
Yeah, he... mine was a... I don't know what he summoned, but he did summon some stuff, and it was cool. It was good to have him just throwing... I don't know which lightning spell it was, but yeah, he was kicking ass for me. He's good to have around. Is he one of those that will follow you anywhere if you just sort of leave this and just not completed and you go off to other adventures? Will he follow you like Esbern would?
No, because you're following him first, didn't you?
Yeah, because he waits for you there.
If you get too far ahead of him, he just kind of stops and waits.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that stinks because he would be fun to take out in the field.
Yeah. Well, he is a pretty powerful wizard, so.
Yeah. The first time, not in this playthrough, but the first time I went to Tel Mithrin and rode up to the top of the tower, I did not know that you had to float back down.
I did the same.
Yeah.
I just jumped down to the bottom and died. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, done that.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay. I was just wondering, yeah. So, sounds like that's a common experience. Whee! Splat.
No, I stepped off the edge expecting to float down and just
That
without.
Yeah.
that was my
A little
experience.
misleading. Okay. So how did everyone find Nichardak? Juan, did you like the adventure inside the ruins?
It was just basically just doing puzzles more than anything else. A lot of robots and stuff to kill. So that was bad.
Were they called control cubes? Is that what the little cubes were called?
Yeah, I ended up finding like 5 of them, I think.
Yeah, and all in all, you have to find 5, but it's one of those puzzles where you have to take 2 to this room, and you put 1 in one of the things, and the water level drops, and if you pick it back up, you can't get into the door you want to go into. So you take 1 of the 2 cubes, go into the door off to the side, then you go into that door, and you find a cube there, and you have to put that into a different stand, and not the one that keeps it, but one that unlocks the door, and you get to keep the cube back, and then you go out and you find it, and then you need to raise the water level so you can get across a bridge on the other side. Then you need to make the water go up 2 levels, and you go get another cube, and you have to make it go down 3 levels, and you go find another cube in that door, and then all in all, you eventually end up with all 5 cubes, but you're fighting dwarven automatons the whole time. Did you guys have any trouble with any of the dwarven mechanisms?
Not
No.
really. There's several centurions in there as well.
Yeah. Those are the big sort of, look like people, but robots, right? They're not the rolling around. What are they called? The spheres are the guys that roll around. Then there's the big ball one. What's the ball one called? That shoots like
the
spears.
ballista.
Yeah, the ballista.
Oh, the ballista.
Those guys are bitches.
There's Guardian Spheres as well. There's a higher level sphere.
Mm-hmm.
The Guardian Sphere, yeah.
Yeah.
But Neloth helps a lot with those.
I got one Centurion Master, too, in there somewhere.
It's me the last one. Once you activate all 5, once you get everything done and the black book is open, he comes out right at the end. He's like the boss fight.
That's right, yeah.
And if you go right to the back of it, you got the master chest down there.
I've never
Colin,
found
can you say
terribly difficult? They just sort of you get in close with them and whack away, and they pretty much
they can't hit you. I think you're too low.
Yeah. I had the one blowing the steam at me. I was like, I'm too far away. I need to get in close and start whacking them. So that steam attack. But I came out of, what's the room off to the left? I believe it was, or the right. I think it was the aqueduct room. I believe that it's what it's called. But I was in there getting a cube, and I came out, and there was all sorts of commotion going on. I'm like, what the F is going on? But Ogle was attacking Neloth, and my dog Vigilance was also attacking Neloth. And I was like, what the hell is happening, you guys? Like, everyone was... Neloth was, coming out on top, of course, because he's super powerful. Mm-hmm. He blasted Ogle off the ramp, and Ogle was swimming down in there, and then he took care of my dog. I'm like, what is going on? Everyone calm down. Chill out. What the hell?
Let's have some biscuits and some weed.
Yeah.
So how did you
smoking
stop that?
peace pipe. Actually, when we put all the cubes in the boiler, it just kind of proceeded like nothing happened.
Yeah, that happens in my game sometimes. I mean, especially Koznak and Serana don't seem to like each other very much. And, in the midst of a fight, every once in a while, if Koznak takes a hit he doesn't like, then they start to fight between themselves, and it's almost impossible to stop them. I stop them with console commands. But
I think fast travel.
Fast
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I went into the door and back out. Maybe I did that. Maybe that caused them to stop. I'm not sure. Yeah. But anyway, we find the Black Book epistolary acumen there at the end. And Juan, what happens when you open this book?
If I remember correctly, I had to go through this. Basically, I had to work my way through kind of. The floor was moving, and it was a moving tunnel, and had to go jump onto it, walk all the way across, go to this other area to open up a gate, jump back into it, jump off of it. And I think the most annoying part is you can't stand towards the edge until the end, or else you get whipped by the tentacles.
Yeah.
And once you get through all of that, then you end up talking to Hermaeus Mora.
Yeah, your good old buddy Herma Mora. Where you been, bud? And then once you talk to him, he kind of says that he is, he wants all knowledge, and there's something the Skull know that he wants to know, I think. I don't even remember what he was talking about.
Talk to him.
Yeah, go talk to the Skull, find this piece of knowledge for me. I need it. But he rewards you at the end of the Black Book quest here with 3 different choices. There are the Dragonborn Flame, the Dragonborn Frost, and Dragonborn Force. Which did you take, Colin?
And I'm regretting it now. I took the Flame.
Why are you regretting that?
I was like this. In my previous playthrough, I took the Force, which was really good. Because that disintegrates your opponents.
That just sounds cool.
Yeah, the Flame one, in its description, is if you kill an enemy with your fire breath shout, a fire worm will come up from the body and fight for you for 60 seconds. And it turns out it's just a retexture of the Ice Wraith with a great head.
Oh,
it was pathetic. I mean, if it's like mods are like epic when they do a retexture of something. And this was like a Bethesda original, and all it was, the guy must have done it in like 20 minutes.
Instead of blue, just make him red.
Yeah, just made him red. It's like, well, he wasn't all red. It was only his head that was red. By the time you get to the tail, it was all frosted again. So.
Well, you can reread the book, right, and go back and take
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, I certainly can.
Doesn't he teach us the second word of Ben Will?
Yes, he does.
Does he at this point? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting nervous
And
now.
that's the
because
one that lets you take control of people, right? With the second word.
And he promises if we get the knowledge to teach us the third word.
I don't remember doing any of this.
Okay.
I mean, I got to the book and took the Force, but I don't remember the conversation with. I did this all yesterday or the day before, but I don't remember having any conversation with Remeus Morris, and now I'm worried my quest may not have advanced.
Oh, well, you better pop that book open again and see what happens.
Yeah.
And the third option was the Dragonborn Frost, and that one might be the most disappointing of all, because at least with the Force, you get to disintegrate people. With the Flame, you get a repurposed Ice Wraith to pop out. And with the Frost, it just freezes enemies solid for 15 seconds. So they drop all over. And that's basically just my...
Ice.
That's just basically my ice
form.
whatever it's called, the ice form, whatever shout that is. That's basically just that shout, just maybe a little longer. I thought that was kind of a cop-out.
I wonder if it does all enemies then.
I wanted it to, maybe you can't resist it then. That'd be good.
Maybe
I wanted it to like
try
summon
dragon.
I wanted it to summon a frost troll or something like that. I thought that would be awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you go up the summoning, what is that spell? The
Conjuration.
if you do conjuration, I think from the assistant you can learn to conjure those weird things that kind of stand around reading books.
Seekers.
You can actually summon Seekers and the Ash Spawn. Which those are pretty badass.
Yeah,
Hey guys, I have to run. I'm somebody's ride right now, so I'm going to run off. I'm going to leave this open, though, and if I make it back in time, I will see you in 20 minutes or so.
Well, I think we'll probably be done by then. We just finished up the last quest, and I'll just do sort of like the outro material and, shaping up for next week and that sort of thing. So,
All right. Well, I hate to break it up, but
nope, you're fine.
I have to run.
If we don't see you, have a good few weeks, and we'll see you online.
All right, gents.
Thanks a lot, Victor. We'll see you soon, buddy.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah.
And so, does anybody have anything else here with the Black Book or anything fun happen in the Path of Knowledge quest?
No, nothing except till I exited, and I was met by the dragon Crosula.
Awesome. I was hoping someone else had this happen too, because I that also happened to me. I was wondering if this was written into the script every time you left or not.
And after as you're there, he says something about the return of Mirak.
Cool. Okay. I thought that one might have been a random thing.
Yeah.
And that happened to you too, Colin?
Yeah, I think he's a servant of Mirak. I think he's coming to kill you.
Yeah. I noticed he was named, so I knew that something was up, that this was probably scripted and not a random event. So, yeah.
Yeah, usually name things are have something to do with the story. So.
Yeah, I also got his soul. Did you guys get his soul?
I did get his soul. I was surprised. Mirak
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
that's a good point. I never even thought of that. That Mirak should have already had his soul.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that he had his soul. I think when you kill him, I expected it to be like with the
Mirak would step in and take it from you and not let you get it. One thing I was thinking of, up around the Temple of Mirak, around the entry, there's like a dragon bone graveyard. There's all these dead dragons laying around everywhere. I was hoping that you'd be able to just search their carcasses and find some dragon bones and dragon scales and stuff. They wouldn't let me do that, the bastards.
I tried also.
Yeah, Mirak's already looted them.
Yeah, he already took it, but he's not wearing any dragon bone armor. He's just wasting the stuff, man.
He used it to build his temple.
Oh yeah, he's just got decorations going.
I also wanted to talk about Neloth lines. Oh, they are epic. When you're running up, you're attacking all the bandits. One of them is by Malakath's toenails. You're an ugly one.
Yeah, he does have lots of really good lines in there. I like how he chides you as you're doing the quest about I thought that would go quicker, but you're dragging your ass around. That took way longer than I thought it would.
He's got all sorts of shit.
Yeah, he's a sassy old coot.
Yeah.
Have you ever?
I believe somebody was saying that he actually. Hello.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I paused for a reason. But somebody was saying that he actually came from Morrowind. Was actually in Morrowind.
Yeah, someone had mentioned that last episode, I believe. I never played Morrowind, so I wasn't aware.
He was in the game. I think you go to Solstheim in the game Morrowind. I read this obscurely in some. It was either in some post or on the wiki or something like that. That Neloth was in the game Morrowind, but he wasn't on Morrowind because he's never been there. He's on
Solstheim.
Yeah, but I think Solstheim is in Morrowind, the game. You'd have to ask Sherry.
This reminds me. I think I was reading that Solstheim was also part of Morrowind, but much like it is in Skyrim, it was part of the DLC for Morrowind. It wasn't part of the main game, maybe, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, it looks like he was counselor of the Great House Telvanni, and apparently you have to kill him.
Well, that takes it out of continuation of the story right there. Jeez, how's he living? I mean, how many years passed is this then from Morrowind? It means he's hundreds of years old, probably.
Yeah,
right. 200 years, isn't that how long ago the Red Mountain exploded or whatever?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
So he's an old man. He's a dead old man at that.
Maybe he's a
very powerful wizard indeed.
What are those called? Liches?
Yeah, lich. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that mean? What's a lich?
Is
that a resurrection master?
Like an undead wizard almost. They're you see them a lot in Oblivion. Nether Lich and let me look it up really quick. But they're pretty powerful. Let's see.
Using the wrong word. It's not resurrection. What is it called when you reanimate? Is that what it's called? When you bring something back to life?
Something like that, but actually it's sentient, I think, though.
Yeah, he's like a zombie, but he's got all his brains.
Right.
And probably a few others as well.
It's got him on a string around his neck.
Yeah. So that it's basically like an undead wizard. So, yeah.
Meaning he works with the undead, or he himself is undead?
He himself is undead.
Wow.
I think even like in D&D, what happens is the Lich removes his own heart and puts it somewhere else, sometimes inside of another body, in order to preserve his immortality.
Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting that you say that, because that actually sounds a lot like what's going on with the, what are they called, Heartstones and Spawn Ash? What the relationship there?
Yeah, I've often wondered, what do you do with Heartstones and all that other stuff?
Well, I think I read somewhere, I've never actually done this, but you can summon an Ash Spawn maybe, and if you don't have a Heartstone, it is then aggressive towards you?
An Ash
maybe? An Atronach.
Yeah,
Ash Atronach.
Yeah, it looks like the Storm Atronach, apart from it's made from ash.
Okay.
And if you don't have a Heartstone in your inventory when you summon it, it'll attack you and everybody else. But if you have a Heartstone, then you can control it.
Oh, okay. See, I thought that I read that somewhere. I knew that there was something about the Heartstones. Is that the only thing those are good for? Or do they have any value, at least? Can you sell them to someone?
Yeah, well, there's a quest. Neloth sends you off to get one.
Okay, is that in our schedule?
And it's just you have to, you have to help him out of the house. So he'll show you that other book, like Healing House. I think you've got that on our list next week, next episode or the episode after that.
Awesome.
But what was I going to say? He keeps on getting attacked. I love where he says, like, "Oh, and dragons keep on attacking. I'm pretty sure they're out to get me." And your line is, "I don't think dragons are about you." Well, we'll see, won't we? The sheer arrogance of the man, but you can't help but like him.
Yeah.
Do you think that quest is maybe from the ashes or healing a house? Maybe.
Yeah, that's the one.
Maybe healing a house. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be our December episode. So not next episode, but the episode after. We'll get more into the Hearthstone stuff. Have you guys found deposits aplenty around? I think I've maybe only found 2 or 3. I think I've got under 10 Hearthstone things, but
yeah. I know there's one by what was that cabin that we found not too long ago?
Holdruff's house.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, there's one right by his house.
Yeah, I'm
not sure, but I think I found one maybe in the southwest direction from Tel Mithryn, where we found the boots from, not Azidal, what is it? The Death Brand boots. I think I found one down that way by the river. Maybe I didn't. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that sounds right. I haven't mined any of them because, like I said, I don't know what to do with the with them.
I wish you could smith something with them.
It seems like it'd be kind of
enchant
cool.
something with them. Yeah.
Or at least make some jewelry or something, like a little.
Yeah, that'd be cool to make a gold necklace of Hearthstone or something.
Yeah. And have it have like special, like if you use it for healing or something, it would have special powers or something. I don't know. It just seems like it'd be kind of something.
Summon your Astronach guy, your Astronach.
Or maybe that would be the controller for your Ash spawn.
Yeah.
So,
that would be cool if you could make some jewelry and then your Ash spawn would obey you instead of attacking you, instead of just having to have the raw material in your inventory.
Right.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Anyways.
All right, gentlemen, do you have any other stuff that you would like to bring up or talk about, or any other fun little quirks or adventures that we forgot to mention earlier? Any interesting stuff happened otherwise?
I think I mentioned just about everything, except every time I hear your character's name, I think of the genie in Aladdin.
What was the genie's name in Aladdin? Was it Mania Badna, something close?
No, it's just when he starts singing the song Prince Ali
It's me, Prince Ali Ababa. Yeah.
So
Don't sue us, Disney, you fuckers.
I think since you sang it, it's okay.
Yeah, less than 15 seconds or whatever the stupid law is.
Yeah.
No, that's a good call. I didn't even think of that. Now every time I say my character's damn name, I'll be thinking maybe I should go like take off my top armor and just run around in a vest and poofy pants. I'll get a monkey follower to do my bidding.
What's that? The guys with the bent swords, with the crooked swords.
The Alakia.
Yeah,
curved swords.
Get some Alakia.
Curved swords.
Alakia armor. Do you get it?
Man, I wish that lion head would pop up out of the sand somewhere, out of the ash spawn. You could hop into his mouth and have a fun old time.
Seems like it belongs in Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a huge dungeon in Soulstone, really, is there?
No. Has anybody gone to the volcano yet?
You can't get there, can you?
You can't get there? Oh, I want to go so bad.
Well, would you have to swim to it, or is it?
Yeah, you'd have to swim to it, and was it to get the slaughterfish attacking you?
You cannot go that way. You cannot go that way. You cannot
But
go that way.
I can see it. I want to go.
Yeah, was it? That happened to me on my very first playthrough, very first one. So I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Top of Skyrim, just past Solitude, and I saw, Serana's house off in the distance.
Oh, I tried to swim to it. Nice.
Yeah, and I was like, you can't swim over there. That's just like, just for show. But sure enough, kept on going. Finally swam all the way there. Climbed up on shore, ran up to the gate, and the guy behind the gate went, "Get lost." I went, "Oh, okay."
So he made you swim all the way back and then get into the boat and come all the way back that way?
No, I didn't know what it was. I hadn't started Dawn.
You hadn't started the quest yet.
No, I just seen the castle off in the distance, and I went, "I want to swim over there." I bet
Nice.
it won't let me.
I'm surprised it let you swim all the way there.
Yeah,
That's funny.
swam all the way there.
I want to try that now. Now that I actually have it all installed and have the quest started, I could see if I can swim all the way there without having to take the dumb boat.
Yeah, that's one thing I do.
Or get on a frickin' dragon and fly it there.
Oh, that'd be something. Yeah. That's one thing I miss about Oblivion, though, is in Oblivion you can actually use weapons underwater.
Yeah. Not projectile ones. Like.
No, but
You
axes
can't use,
and
you
swords
can't
and
use
stuff.
projectile spells either.
Yeah, because I get attacked by slaughterfish in the water, and it's like, okay, well, just keep attacking me. I can't do anything. So, yeah.
They beefed them up in ESO. If you try and swim out too far, they slaughterfish attack you, and literally you're dead in seconds. They rip right through you. It's like you're being attacked by a school of piranha.
Great white slaughterfish.
Yep. Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
The thirst for Nord blood.
Yeah. The only problem with ESO is you can't really avoid quests. You have to do every single quest that comes along because you're traveling, going through stages, and each area you go into, it's a higher level. And the only way you level up is by completing quests.
You said this is ESO?
Yeah. So if you do a quest where, like my guy is just like a warrior type, sort of like kind of honorable sort of thing. If he comes across a quest where it's like a thief one where he's got to go and steal something, if he doesn't do it, yeah, you have to just do it because if you don't get the experience points and you don't level up, you can't get to get to the next area. By the time you get there, everything around you is like level 9 and you're level 8, and everything's going to kick your ass until you do a few more. Yeah, so you're always kind of like lower level. I've just for the very first time tonight before we started, I went to Cyrodiil, the PvP area. I haven't been there before. I've just got there. I'm going to see if I can use that to add to my leveling up. So I don't have to keep on doing all these horrible little quests where you have to go and sneak around somewhere because I don't like doing that. I like to prefer to play my guy's character plays as him and then turn around and say, no, I'm not doing that quest. You're a scumbag.
Well, that's the nice thing about Skyrim and Oblivion is it's like, okay, well, I have a bad character, so sure, I'll steal that. Or you can actually role play a little bit better. It doesn't seem you can do that in ESO. I'm wondering if ESO is kind of being considered the Elder Scrolls 6 in Bethesda's mind, and they won't bring out another one for another 4 or 5 years.
I hope to God not.
Me neither, because, for most of us, Elder Scrolls is meant as a single person, and you just kind of go about it by yourself. I wouldn't mind chatting about it while I'm with friends and stuff, but it really is just about me and the game, So.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be fun to run around with you guys, and do adventures together. If you can set it up that way, that would be fun. But I don't necessarily want to deal with the rest of the world out there. I don't want to be interacting with a bunch of 12-year-olds who cuss you out or whatever. Yeah.
That's probably the biggest issue is you get all these young kids that they just sit there and tell you what what nasty things you can do with family members or whatever, and it's just like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to enjoy a game, and okay, so you lost, big deal. If I lose, I'm not gonna sit here and do a rage quit on you or anything. It's just, it's a game.
Have you experienced anything like that with Elder Scrolls?
No,
Colin?
well, I can turn chat off, and I don't have like I'm not in any of the chat rooms or anything like that, like the listening in, like the audio ones.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just playing the single player, the PvE, the play against an environment. So I'm not playing with other players. You can join up with them, but I don't. I just do everything all single player, Skyrim style. I did attack one of these big things where like big enemies where you can't take it on your own. It's impossible. They're too tough. They will kill you. And as I was running past, there was these two mages, and one of them was a healer and the other one was attacking, but they were having a tough old time with it. And I was just running past, and I got pulled into it. But it quite well. The healer kept on healing me, and I just because I was a tank, I can take a good beating. And we managed. It was only three of us, and we managed to take out this pretty tough enemy. And that was
It's nice. It's nice if you can find a nice group like that. Like have somebody that likes to do range, and have somebody that doesn't mind being a healer. And I think usually the hardest person to find is actually a healer, because nobody wants to just sit back.
Yeah,
and
nobody wants to do that.
And
So it's nice you had an interaction with those guys, Colin, and they didn't even tell you to suck a dick afterwards.
We had it, dude. I don't know why you had to come in.
Yeah, but you're right. No one wants to be the healer.
Yeah. I know there's people that are willing to do it just because nobody wants to do it. So, yeah.
I know Hesse used to be like a mage when he was on World of Warcraft, I think. I don't know whether he was a healer or not, but I do know he was a mage.
Did you see that he posted that he reinstalled World of Warcraft last week?
Yeah, I didn't catch the rest of that post. I don't know what's happening with it, so I don't know whether he's actually started playing again. But
yeah, I actually checked in with him a few days ago, and he said he's really enjoying it again. I've never played 1 second of World of Warcraft, so I've never played an MMO besides. Let's see. The closest thing I could imagine would be there's like the online multiplayer version of Red Dead Redemption, where I played that.
Yeah, I heard. Assassin's Creed is coming out with their own MMO on the new Assassin's Creed that came out.
Yeah.
Legacy or Legends. Basically, but this one's kind of interesting because you go around kind of sneaking, and everybody else is sneaking, and you have to basically.
Is this the pirate themed one?
No, this is the newer one.
Oh, okay. Didn't know there's another newer one.
Yeah, it's the latest one that's just coming out, and they're saying that basically you kind of go in and try to assassinate each other, and
Oh, nice.
at least from what I saw, so it sounds kind of interesting.
Oh, I forget, what format do you game on? Are you an Xbox guy one, or do you do PC?
I'm an Xbox guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have the Xbox One yet?
I picked it up.
I think I remember a post you put in, right?
I got it for like $100 off, and
Oh, nice.
it was had some issues, so I took it back, and they gave me a brand new one, so it's pretty nice.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Have you considered picking up ESO when it releases for the consoles?
From everything I see, I don't know. It doesn't seem like something that I want to pick up, just because of the fact that on top of my gold membership, I still have to pay another $15 a month.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's probably the main thing that keeps me from being interested in playing it is the subscription fee. I'm like, that's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I think the main thing is they keep adding content and they keep updating. But I mean, for about $20, you get an expansion to we got expansion to Skyrim instead of paying what is it, about $150 a year or something like that.
Yeah.
Or 180, something like that. For basically, they just keep updating and keeping up the servers. So. I don't know.
Is that something that's with most MMOs that you have subscription based fees every month? Like, does World of Warcraft have that?
I think World of Warcraft is $20 a month, right? Like $19, something like that. I don't know. I've never played any of those.
Yeah.
God, my oldest son is the biggest World of Warcraft player on the planet.
Yeah. How old is he, Victor?
He's 30.
He's a big World of Warcraft player.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally. In fact, he just got back into it because of the new expansions. I missed all that because I just got back, so I don't know what you were talking about.
Oh, we're just talking about MMOs.
Did I tell you about the guy that had 32 World of Warcraft accounts?
What? What's the purpose of that? Do you have to pay for each one?
He has to pay for each. He had to pay for each one. Had
That's
different
ridiculous.
characters, but he didn't like playing with other people. But for like a lot of the big creatures and stuff where you need a whole party, he would actually be all the party members. He had 32 PCs or whatever. Every single character. Yeah.
Wow. I wonder if that guy ever got laid.
I think that was the problem.
I think there's going to be a lot of editing on this on this broadcast.
Oh man, that's a lot of not only time but money invested, and if you have to have actually 32 different PCs going at once, that'll heat up your room like crazy. So you have to jack on your air conditioning, and geez, that's a severe investment. I wonder if he could go on. What was that intervention show or whatever?
Well, his whole thing was like, he's like, I don't have any other vices. I don't gamble. I don't do this. I don't do that. This is what I love to do. So he'll turn on all his accounts. He'll sit there. He'll play for whatever amount of time, and that's how he spends his time.
Yeah, I mean, I can't.
He doesn't have a family.
Oh, well, I suppose it's better than out eating babies.
Yeah, it's better than killing hookers or whatever, I guess.
Jeez.
Sorry, this is a PG-13 show. I forgot.
Yeah. So, Victor, did you have any illusions that the window would be closed when you got back?
None.
No,
I thought I was going to sneak out of here under 2 hours this week. Nope. I should definitely know better by this time, right? Oh, by the way, gentlemen, congratulations on our 10th episode. This is we made it past the 10th episode milestone.
Yay!
I
think that means we're an official podcast. Don't we get some sort of reward for that?
100,000.
Yeah.
You can send me a check, Andrew, anytime.
It's in the mail already, bud. Just cross your fingers and keep waiting for that one.
And hold your breath.
Yeah, go stand by the mailbox.
I think it's thanks to Colin and Victor showing up every week that definitely helped us keep on going too.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate the dedication. I definitely could not do this show by myself, or if I could, it would definitely not be anywhere near as in depth. It wouldn't remember half of the storylines. All the details would be, not nearly as in depth. So I do appreciate, especially Colin and Victor showing up every week. And Juan, you recently for this season 2 so far have been a great added addition too. So
Absolutely.
I'm trying, man. I spent the last 2 days just playing Skyrim, just to get caught up because I hadn't had any time to do anything. I'm just like, okay, I gotta play. I go bed. I'm sorry, but I'm going to play for a couple hours because I really need to finish these quests. And I didn't finish last night. I'm like, okay, well, she's sleeping. I'm gonna go ahead and play some more.
Cram it in. Yeah, and I've gotten everything done except for the last black book that we had to do in this. So I had to wake up earlier today and finish that up, and then I had to get all the show notes together and everything. So
well, I mean, lucky for me, I'm like 3 hours. Actually, unlucky for me is I'm 3 hours behind you guys. So.
Yeah, you start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You got even a time crunch on your hands.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it took me a little over 2 hours just to finish the last quest, and I was good to go.
So, are you and Colin like 8, 9, 10 hours apart, or what are you? You're not full 12 hours apart from each other, right?
I don't know. What time is it over there, Colin?
20 to 1.
20 to 1, and I'm at about almost 20 to 5.
Okay, so 4 hours difference. So yeah.
5. That's 5, 6 hours.
It's got to be more than that.
Oh, let's see, 5. Oh no, wait. Let's see, 8, 9, 10 hours.
10 hours. That sounds
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I appreciate everyone's dedication to the show.
All I do is play Skyrim and show up and talk about it. This is the greatest, easiest thing.
You have a crazy knack, Colin, and this is why you're especially appreciated on the show. You have this crazy knack to be able to just remember absolutely anything. Anything that I ask you about lore or story or this character's name or who this person is or why they're even showing up or what is going on. You always are like, well, I think it's... And you launch off into this stuff, and I'm like, I would have to be reading it online to go into the depth and detail that you know.
That's because I'm making it all up.
Oh! They've got an encyclopedic knowledge of bullshit.
Yep.
Well, whereas Andrew knows if he asks me a question, I'm going to obfuscate and hesitate and not know what the fuck I'm talking about.
and then default to Colin anyway.
Yes, and ask Colin.
Yep.
So that's great, and congratulations on 10 episodes, gentlemen, and here's to at least 10 more, I hope.
Mazel tov.
Yep. Thanks for inviting us, Andrew.
If Dragon Age doesn't take over our lives.
Uh-oh. Is that a threat or a promise?
I don't know. Well, the good thing is I have the 360 in the living room with Skyrim, and I have the Xbox One in the bedroom with what do you call it? So I can't play too much Dragon Age, or else I'll wake up my wife.
Wake up the wife, yeah. And
it's never a good thing.
just double checking, I'm sure it's not, but ESO, when it releases for consoles, is not reverting back a generation, right? They're only for Xbox One and PS4, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't there even a question whether it will even release for the consoles, or is that
really? That's too bad. I thought it was going to be in November or December.
Yeah, I thought they already said this month.
Okay, are they still talking about it? Because I thought it was like nobody was talking about it anymore.
It's been a while since I searched for it because I pretty much decided that I'm not going to invest in it. But
yeah, no, I saw something on a tweet that somebody put out, and yeah, I don't think it's going to be this year. I think it's going to be...
Really? Uh-oh.
Back again. Nice.
Wow. That's never a good sign when they bump something back like 4 times.
Yeah, because I mean, I know that it's going to be on the next gen consoles just because of the fact that it has to continue running in the background.
Okay.
And I know the Xbox One stays on all the time. I think that's the reason. It's kind of there's always stuff going on. So
yeah, I guess it would, wouldn't it? Unless you wanted to have like an hour update before each time you wanted to load it and play it. It
right.
would have to be on like that. Interesting.
Wow, release date December 2014. Huh. I don't know. Okay.
Well, we'll see if that happens. Again, hold your breath and stand by your mailboxes, everyone.
Yeah, really.
Well, I wasn't planning on purchasing it, so I think I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with letting it ride. I don't know if Michael was still interested in trying it out or not, but I know that he discussed maybe setting something up or not, so I don't know if he's... Yeah, I remember he was upset when they bumped it back to this fall and then bumped it back till November and then bumped it back, so I don't know if he was still planning on doing anything with that or not.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be really nice if you could play across the platforms where, like,
yeah, that would be great.
PS4, 360, and PC, because then any one of us could get on there and say, "Oh, are you playing? Okay, well, let's go ahead."
Yeah, we would totally have a kick-ass. What's it called? A guild or something? Whatever the groupings are called. We would totally have a kick-ass Skyrim addict group. That'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be called Skyrim Addict too.
Yeah. ESO addict.
Yeah, because I know the 2 girls are on there, right?
Yeah. Yana and Sherry, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what you were
they
saying
have-
about MMOs, but I know one reason I don't play them is because I know that I suck. So I don't want to get involved in a game where I'm gonna like disappoint everybody around me. So.
Yeah, we were talking about that, getting our asses handed to us by 12-year-olds and then getting belittled because we're old men trying to play games with them.
Yeah, right.
And that's the thing is that if like I said, if we all could just get together and play, it'd be fine, and I don't think anybody would really take it personal. But there's always that X factor of just all these kids that's all they do, and then there's also it's like, you know, we'd end up like South Park, you know.
Well, those are my kids, and to a certain extent. I mean, my oldest has been a gamer. I mean, we were playing, you know, Warcraft, the original Warcraft on the home network in you know, like the late 90s, I guess it was when it first came out. So they've been gamers all their lives, you know. But I just never, I could never do that kind of, you know, the guild thing, you know. It just was, I'm too much of a solitary gamer.
If there was just a way to block out all those little shitmongers, then it would be fine. But
I think
you get all the little attitudes coming at you. But.
And that's another thing is like, let's say Colin and I would sit there and we're going to go on a quest, and for me it's like, oh, it's only 9 o'clock, and for him it's almost time
4
to
in
go
the
to
morning.
work. It's almost time to go to work, you know.
Sorry guys, I've been up all night. Time to go to work.
It's like, no, dude, we're this close. We almost got it. Oh,
No, Colin, skip work. You don't want to go to the train. You got to finish this.
So
Speaking of work, I got work tomorrow morning. Well, not. I got work in like 11 hours.
Do you? We better let you go to bed then.
Yeah, and me with my ADD, man, it's after a couple hours, I'm like, okay, I need to go play something else, or
Yeah.
sorry guys, but we just started fighting this guy. Well, you know, sorry, gotta go.
Yeah, sorry, I gotta go. I'm the healer, and I'm leaving. Good luck.
Victor's in the corner taking pictures.
That's right. Yeah. Ooh, nice screenshot.
Yeah.
This is pretty. Look at the butterfly. Woo.
Yeah, I think I like that about the Xbox One is now basically when I'll be playing Dragon Age, I can sit there and go, record that, Xbox record that, and it'll record a piece, and then I can edit it, and I can actually upload it to YouTube.
That's fun.
Yeah,
PS4 does the same thing.
It takes screen caps, but it's not. What is this? A video version of a screen cap referred to?
Maybe a Vine.
A Vine. There you go.
Yeah, but you can do up to like a 5-minute video.
Oh wow, that's a lot. That's cool.
Through Twitcher, but normally most people do like 30 seconds. I've seen some of my friends they posted some stuff because they play a lot of Call of Duty and Modern Warfare and all that. So, and I saw some of their videos and stuff.
So what if something really cool just happened? And you're like, fuck, I wish I recorded that. Can you be like, Xbox, record what happened 30 seconds ago?
I think if you say Xbox record that, it actually goes back up to 30 seconds, I think.
That's cool. That's a really neat feature. Good job, Xbox.
Yeah. Well, I guess Victor says PS4 has it also. It's
awesome.
Twitcher, right?
Yeah, you can stream to Twitch with a PS4, I think. I don't know about the going back feature or not. I haven't played with it because I don't do that. But
okay, and that's another thing I like about is I can actually go on Twitcher and watch people play games that I'm looking at or kind of interested in, and you can watch somebody playing it as it is. Because I've watched some people playing Shadow of Mordor, and that looked pretty cool.
That game does look fun.
Good. It's a good game. Man.
For a while there, I was playing Skyrim, and then I'd be about ready to quit, and then Blake Hesser would post something. I'm about to play Skyrim on Twitch, so I'd like quit my game of Skyrim and then sit down and watch him play Skyrim for another hour. It's like, oh man, I have a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you saw my post for the most played game I had last month, where
you play like 900 hours of Oblivion. There's not 900 hours in a month, is there?
Well, I think that's overall, and it's funny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought that's impossible.
Because, yeah, well, the funny thing is, I got that game when the Game of the Year edition came out. And I actually got a used Game of the Year edition. That's when I first got my 360, and I was like, man, I don't even want to know how many hours I've put into Skyrim because I've had that since day one.
Is there a way to tell, besides going into each save file and adding up your different characters, is there like a total time somewhere?
Well, Steam will tell you if you're on Steam, but yeah, on a console you just have to add up your...
just add up your different characters' times. Yeah.
Oh my god, between the 360 and Steam, I'm over 1,000 hours in Skyrim.
Yeah, I bet you I am. I have to be by this point.
Well, just with this added on, I got to be ordering at least 2,000, I think.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, well, I was thinking when you guys were talking about, not getting to playing Skyrim until late this week because you're playing other things, I was thinking, I didn't get to do my Slythe thing in Skyrim this week because I was playing one of my other Skyrim characters all week.
Victor also has a problem.
Yeah. Well, I was off all week, so
Well, anybody have anything else? I will go ahead and launch into our closing material here, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah. Please do.
Again, gentlemen, congratulations on 10 episodes. It's been a pleasure podcasting with you all. It's been one of the highlights of my month every month. So thanks again for your dedication to showing up and being good sports and participating and coming with your own lively additions to the show. It's always greatly appreciated. Unless the schedule changes because of the Thanksgiving weekend, we are currently planning on meeting up on November 29th for the next batch of quests. The next quests for everyone doing play-alongs out there will be number 13, Lost Legacy, number 14, Cleansing the Stones, number 15, Clean Sweep, and number 16, the Kagrumez Gauntlet. And just a little side mention, did anyone pick up the Kagrumez gem during the Path of Knowledge quest?
Oops.
Yeah.
There's one in there, so if you're missing any of them, go back into Nishardok and find the one in there.
Is that the one that opens up for the little key code thing or whatever?
Yeah, it's like you put the gems in a certain pattern and this thing. But one of the gems is in the ruin we were just in. So if you missed that, go back and find it.
Okay, I guess it's a good thing that I didn't get my automaton follower because I would have had to get those gems already.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm just trying to ruin everyone's playthrough before it even starts.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So as we sign off here, if everyone would just go around the room, state your name, your character's name, and where you're calling in from. Colin?
Yeah, hi, my name's Colin. My character's name is Gunvar Oaken Master. Calling in from London, England.
And Juan.
This is Juan, and my character is Scorpion Forktongue, and I am calling from Southern California, Escondido.
And Victor.
This is Victor, and Slythe Aaron and I are calling from Massachusetts.
And I am Andrew, and I'm calling in from just north of Indianapolis, Indiana. Mania Ababna and I are enjoying our playthrough. And I would like to thank everyone for listening to the show. If you'd like to do a play-along or join in on the show, new participant inquiries and play-along feedback can be sent to SkyrimRoundtable@gmail.com. You can upload a character pic to @a_Skyrim_addict on Twitter or the Facebook group, which is facebook.com/group/a_Skyrim_addict_podcast using the hashtag SkyrimRoundtable. Special thanks to Dan Bull for allowing us to use his music for the intro and outro. Your 5-star iTunes reviews are always greatly appreciated. Please stay tuned for any audio feedback that might come after the show. We'd like to thank our listeners for tuning in, and happy Skyriming!
Metal Shark Studio.